Got the mute. So, guys, we did it.
Howdy.
All right, that's the show, guys. See y'all next week.
And that's the show.
No, it's more than that. All right, guys, welcome to the Options Tech Podcast. I'm Rick, and with me, as always, the Kai Kiske to my soul bad guy,
Kiske.
Ruben Salazar.
What's up, man?
Actually, I'm playing Kai Kiske. I'm trying him out first.
What's up?
So, see how that goes.
Hey,
no,
man.
pretty good. Hanging out. I was on vacation all week. Felt good.
Dang.
Relaxed.
Oh,
I
you
want-
seem relaxed.
Yeah, I wanted to like sleep in more, but Mikael's like, we got work to do. I'm like,
she
I told her
put you to
Friday.
work.
I told her Friday, I'm sleeping in late, and I'm playing Guilty Gear all day. She's like, okay. And it was like Thursday night. She's like, hey, tomorrow,
Okay.
I need you to help me tomorrow. I'm like,
What did I tell you?
I pointed at the date. She's like, okay. Okay.
God.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna play Guilty Gear. That's all I did. 3 hours today.
Hell yeah.
So it was pretty good. Guys, this is a podcast where me and Ruben, we get together on Friday nights and we talk about video games and just share it with you guys, let y'all know what's going on. I know we had the Game Fest that
Mhm.
happened Thursday. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
I know E3 is about to start off. If it hasn't
Tonight.
already, is
Yeah.
it tonight?
In about 30 minutes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we make sure you guys are here first, and then y'all watch the E3 VODs later.
That's right.
Because we have priority.
Yep.
I'll just call Phil Spence and Jeff Keighley, be like, hey guys,
Just-
y'all need to
you
hold off.
You need to calm down.
Hold off.
Options
Calm them
Tech
tits.
Podcast is going on.
OSP's up first. We got the time slot, prime time.
Damn right.
So yeah, we got lots to talk about, guys, and then updates with games. I know you talked about Ratchet and Clank that just came out, the
Yeah.
Final Fantasy update, of course, Guilty Gear,
Yeah,
and then
man.
our week
Yep.
that just happened. So guys, hang out, have a good time, and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Ruben, how was your week, brother? Talk to
Man,
me.
first things first, dude. I do want to say thank you to all the listeners and everybody out there checking us out. We are 2 years in now.
Yeah, we keep forgetting. About
We keep
that.
forgetting about it. I wanted to bring it up, man. 2 years is and still going strong. Episode 109, baby. So
2 years strong.
thank you guys
That's
so
the name of the
much.
band. Yes, thank you guys, appreciate it.
4 years strong is the
Is
name
it?
of the band. This week went okay. It went okay. I had work wise, I had a trainee with me Tuesday through Friday. So basically Monday and Tuesday I did a lot of the work, just showing him what I do and
Showing
all
the
that
ropes.
stuff. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday I slowly let him take over more and more.
Yeah, more responsibilities.
And then today was like his day to it's my easiest day, and that's how I have it set up for whenever I train people. Is like, okay, here you go. And then I'm like sitting behind him with the stopwatch. I'm like, we needed to be at the next stop 15 minutes ago. We need to be at the next stop.
Quick aside.
Go ahead.
I heard that the UPS, not the UPS, the Amazon drivers,
Yeah.
they have to like, there was they had to set up a like 10-piece ottoman in someone's house, and they only had like a minute to do it.
What?
If not, that's an infraction on their, that's a penalty on them part.
Fuck out of here.
I was like, bro, I would never work for them
No,
guys. Sorry.
no, mm-mm.
Okay, sorry. I saw that like.
I
But, I mean, because at my
completely
job
agree.
too, you know, you're kind of timed. You know,
Right.
you should have within X amount of time to pick your package, to get down, deliver it, and
Mhm.
return back to your truck, and then head out.
Yeah, the allotted amount of time for any customer under $300 is about 15 minutes, I would say. Like 15 minutes in and out, pick up the soil, do all your
Mhm.
stuff, paperwork wise and all that stuff. So I was just timing him out, just to put a little bit of added pressure on him, see if he was gonna crack or be
Handle
like, shut
it.
the fuck up, it's hot.
Yeah.
Tempers
is.
rise and stuff like that, and you got to be able to
Handle that.
handle it and move on to the next one basically. So he did really well. He was communicating with customers. He's a good kid. Shouts out if you're listening. I think he got the name and followed and all that stuff. So
Nice.
yeah. So other than that, man,
Another one
gaming
from Specs?
huh?
Is it the other guy from
Another
Specs?
one from Specs. Yeah, that's the
just-
third
just
one.
Take them all.
Yeah, we're just gonna get them all, dude.
Coach them.
Yeah. I mean, they're working them like 16
They're
hours a day,
working?
dude.
Damn.
No. At Specs was working them
Were
16
they?
hours. Yeah. We're working them like 12 hours a day. It's like
12?
you can have some time.
Better.
You can have
Yeah,
some free time.
Go see yourself. Go see your family.
So this week gaming wise, I didn't really get a whole lot of time gaming because I was getting off later because I was training somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting home at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, or like 5:30, somewhere around there. So I didn't really have like a whole lot of time, but the time that I did have off, I did play some Destiny.
I saw you on last night.
I've got one more. I've got all three characters are like at that limit to where they're about to hit the season pinnacle cap or whatever, the
On
light cap.
cusp.
So I just need to run out some pinnacles and do that kind of stuff. But I'm like kind of done grinding in it now that everything is out this week.
Mm-hmm.
I already maxed out the battle pass and everything like that, so it's nothing too major. The Grandmaster Nightfall's come out not this week. I think it's the 22nd or the 20. What is that? The 26th.
26 is
Yeah.
next Saturday.
So
2 Saturdays from now.
2 Saturdays. So they come
Yeah.
out in 2 weeks.
Damn.
And then the Vault has Vault of Glass, the new raid, has a challenge mode that comes out next week as well. But nothing crazy, like nothing that I need to go in for. So I'm already done with the season's battle pass. And just looking to do a little bit of the end game stuff whenever that comes out on the 26th.
Did you get your legs for 500?
It was no, I did not. I did get the arms for the
Oh,
hunter that I
Jesus.
needed.
Okay. Okay.
Which was an exotic that you can only get from a lost sector or whatever. I did get
Mhm.
those. But I'm missing one piece on Hunter for him to be pinnacle cap, and I haven't even started on the other ones yet because, like I said, I'm a little bit behind this week.
Yeah.
So the time that I did have off, that I did play Destiny, when I wasn't playing Destiny, me and Alice watched a new show on HBO Max called Mayor of Easttown. Mare, like the horse.
Oh, it's with what's her name? Juliana Moore.
No, it's Kate Winslet,
Kate Winslet
from
my bad.
Titanic.
Yeah.
That show is phenomenal. I loved it.
There's not too many HBO shows where like HBO original series that I'm like, oh, this sucks. There's not too many of those.
No,
you know,
not-
for the most part, when I sit down and watch them, like,
Right.
okay, some seasons might be better than others, but for the
Correct.
most part, you're in for a treat.
I would agree with that
Yeah.
statement. Yeah, this one was good. It's a solid like 8 episodes or 7 episodes, so 7 hours of time.
So, a miniseries?
Yeah, I think it was just a one and done
Oh,
season.
I like that.
So the first episode, just sets up the background and all that stuff, and then the event happens that sparks off the rest of the show.
Mhm.
And it every fucking episode they're like, what the, they leave you at the end, they fucking drop credits, kind of like they used to
Mhm.
do back in Game of Thrones, like seasons 4, 5, and
Yeah.
6 or whatever. So the show is really well done. Lots of dark humor and lots of like, the fuck's going on, and it was a good murder mystery and all that stuff, and I enjoyed it very much. Alice enjoyed it very much. We couldn't put it down.
Is it a period piece or is it modern day or what?
Modern day, 2019, 2020, somewhere
Okay.
around there. So it's already out and over with, so you can watch the whole thing now. I think we want to start Loki next because that just came out on the
Oh,
9th.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, man, a lot of things happening this week.
I just saw like just a clip of it, and it just looks like the production value they're putting in these shows are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're making.
They got the money.
They got the
They
money.
got the income.
And why not tell a good story over time that you can't tell in an hour and a half, for a movie or whatever. So I'm all about shows like that now. So I had a good time watching that. Today I had to get off of work. I got off around like 1. I got home at 2 because traffic was terrible. But on the way home I had to drop off the car to get an oil change, which the wait time was like 3 hours. So I was just like, you know what? Here's the keys.
Yeah, because I messaged you because I was like, hey, come by early Friday. That way I could get some guilty gear after. But you're like, I got some stuff to do. I'm like, all right, don't worry. Just
No, I mean I was trying to be here as early as I can,
yeah,
man.
I was like, yeah, well, even if you want to be early, it can't because of traffic. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, whenever you show up. it's
You were
fine.
like, just be here at 6, and I'm like,
I don't
okay.
worry.
You want me to drive at 5 o'clock?
Prime time.
you want to drive at 5 o'clock?
in the Houston area.
Got it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
No, I was like, I'll try my best. So while I dropped off the car, I immediately Alice picked me up and took me home, and then I ended up going and cutting the grass because I haven't cut the grass in 2 weeks because we have been getting
been
rained
soaked.
on the whole time. So it finally dried up. After 2 days of no rain, I was able to cut the grass, and it took a minute. It was thick, bro. I mean, thick with 3 C's. I mean, like 10 inches
did Phoebe
tall.
look like a gazelle hopping
Bro,
over?
She was
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, dude. She's doing a little prance. Yeah, man. A lot of like it was so tall. I don't ever like to let it get that tall, but it was so tall like the lawnmower would cut out because
It's
like
just
would
too
get
much.
stuck.
Yeah. The worst part is like when your neighbor mows the lawn and you're just still overgrown and you look like fucking like irresponsible homeowners. You're like, bro, can you just wait? Just hold on.
So my neighbors to the right of me moved out last
Okay.
week, so nobody's there right now.
Okay.
The neighbor to my left is
Talon,
Talon,
yeah.
right?
Cool
He
guy.
hasn't cut it, but the neighbor to his left cut. And as soon as I was pulling up and I saw that theirs was cut and Talon's wasn't cut, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm cutting it.
Make him look like the trash neighbor.
Yeah. So Talon's shit is all overgrown. Oh, it's so funny. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna wake up tomorrow to him cutting the grass. I know it's coming.
HOA's gonna show up. Boom, 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 boom. Mow your lawn.
I don't think our HOA actually does anything. Just
Nice.
being real.
Like that abandoned house.
Right? Like that abandoned house that had a bunch of graffiti in it. Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did play a little bit of Ratchet and Clank while I was waiting for the car to be. So like I cut the grass, I weeded it, blew everything out.
Hard copy digital.
Digital,
Nice.
digital, because once again, Cash App just coming in with
Really?
the discounts, dude. Yeah, every week I'm getting a PlayStation discount. So
What use it?
why not use it?
Yeah. Okay, first impressions, just right at the rip. What do you think?
First impressions, I only got through the first mission to the title
Okay.
screen. I love the cinematics. I love the voice acting is the same voice actors from the original series. They've kept them all the way through all the games. And the original, like I guess this new Rift mechanic or whatever is pretty
That's the
cool.
one you're bouncing through stuff.
Right. So so far from what I've got from it, it's just basically like a rift is there, like a grappling point, and you hold L1 and it pulls you in, it pulls you to that spot. And then whenever you get to that first title screen or whatever, you're falling through multiple dimensions and you end up in another dimension. So I'm not sure where that rift mechanic goes as of right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure more stuff will come into it. The adaptive feedback triggers are in effect. So if you have trigger pull, kind of like Returnal, if you have trigger pull, it'll like the first thing you get is like a pistol.
Yeah, your basic weapon.
It's called a burst pistol, and it does a single shot if you only half press it. If you full press, it does like a triple burst.
Nice.
And it does like a full auto triple burst. And yeah, man, the graphics are amazing. In between cinematics and actual gameplay, you can't even tell the difference.
Really?
I've got it on performance ray tracing right now, so it's 60 FPS at like 1080 or 1440p or something like that. But it looks phenomenal on the TV. HDR, everything, all the bells and whistles. Very beautiful game. The combat seems fluid. Just, all the particle effects and the lighting and everything. It's solid freaking game.
Any
man.
hiccups? No bogging? Anything? Not yet?
Nothing.
No?
Not a single thing, dude.
Nice.
There was a day one patch which I think added in the performance ray tracing mode because it wasn't in there originally when the game went gold.
Correct.
So yeah, I just put it on that automatically and no subtitles, no nothing crazy. It's got like 5 save slots for some reason. Not sure why. I think 3 would do. But 5, cool, whatever.
I guess for the family, I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
And then like the weapons level up differently. So it used to be like you would collect enough bolts and then you could upgrade your weapon accordingly, and it would have like a weapon tree that you could like mess with. These they just level up over usage, and I'm not sure if you get like perks or anything with that yet. I haven't gotten too far into it. Like I said, I played like maybe an hour.
Yeah, I wonder, be like kind of like Final Fantasy, where the more you use it, you get a proficiency,
Right.
talent or ability.
Right.
And after you use it, okay, now you have the ability in your repertoire, and then you can just switch to it whenever you want or something like that.
I hope there's something like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, once again, haven't gotten that far.
Okay,
I do
okay.
have 4 weapons already. One of them is like a spike grenade that you could just kind of toss out. If you have trigger pull with that one, the arc actually shows up like where it's gonna go, like the trajectory of the
Kind of
grenade.
like Gears of War. I see that arc.
Right.
Yeah.
And then whenever you full trigger it, it'll throw it out, or you can just full trigger it, and then it'll just he'll toss it out, but you gotta kind of know where you're aiming.
Like a just general kind of face the way you want it
Just face
to.
it
Yeah.
and just kind of toss it
Yeah.
out there. It does have aim down sight with the left trigger, and it still has all the normal moves that you would Ratchet and Clank. They did introduce a new character who is supposed to be like the same species as
Is he a wombat or something?
Ratchet Lombax, I think is what the name of it is.
Wombat.
So it's a female version of him. I'm pretty sure there'll be a love story in there somewhere because they're the only 2 so far that I've seen. So I'm very interested to go into there and play that. I did pre-purchase Guilty Gear Strive.
Oh yeah.
The
On PC?
Yeah, on PC on Steam. The holy shit edition for $90. Fucking stupid. I don't know why I did that. I should have just bought the base edition and bought the other stuff later. Whatever. I wanted colors. I wanted colors. So I bought the holy shit edition for $90. That is installed and ready to start. I saw
Nice.
you touch on
was
that a
fun.
little bit.
Yeah, I streamed it for 3 hours earlier. It was fun.
Ah, damn, man. So I want to definitely check that out. And you were telling me that Final Fantasy's got their update. I completely
my
forgot
God.
about that.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later. But
So
yeah.
I want to check that out
Yes.
as well.
Get that
I've got too much things to do, man, and I'm loving this summer of games because normally we don't. Normally during summertime is like the lull,
It'll be like a dry spell. We'll talk about E3
Yeah.
for like a week or 2, and then it's like,
and then it's just
how
kind
was
of
your week?
Yeah. So, but this summer being like we have one like not a new game, not Intergrade's not a new game, but we can basically call it that, right? Ratchet and Clank, Guilty Gear Strive. I mean, what else came out this week? There was something else.
There's a Mass Effect that just came
Mass
out.
Effect. I got that to do too.
Returnal is still recent.
Mhm.
What else have we got?
And we got more stuff coming out. We got the games being announced tonight. We had games announced yesterday, the day
Oh, God,
before.
yes.
Dude, I cannot wait to talk about all this stuff with
Yes.
you. So that was my week. Very slow on the gaming side, but hopefully picking up this week. I do have to say that I have a concert coming up in July with a young Mariana, and she's a wonderful, talented singer-songwriter. I'm gonna be playing guitar for her at this little show.
Oh yeah.
And I think next week I got to go pick her up and bring her back to the house so we can like actually sit down and practice and write and do
Was
all
the
that
last
stuff.
time you
4 years ago.
I was gonna say, what's the last time you practiced? But I'm sure you
I
picked up your guitar here
Yeah,
and there.
I play-
but to actually sit down and do a set.
Right. I haven't done a set on stage in about 4 years, maybe 5. Yeah,
That's
it's been a
okay.
minute.
It's okay. It's, okay.
It's
Just
been a
work
minute.
on it.
I don't get stage fright.
Yeah.
It's not one of the things that like
Just knock off the ring rust, huh?
not even that, dude. Like personally, man, being on stage has always been super comfortable. It's where
Mhm.
like I can actually like express myself
Yeah.
and do my like my art or whatever you want to call it. I just have a blast being on stage, and I love people's reactions and
The
things
energy.
like that. Because like if you go to a live show, like a live local show, and you haven't been to shows in let's say a year and a half,
Which
because
we have- which nobody has,
because
yeah.
nobody has, right? And you get out to a local show, people are gonna show all the love that they can.
Just
and
eager to get out there.
They're just eager to get out there and get a little sauced up and watch some good live music. So I can't wait for this show and get to write some music with this very talented young lady, and I'm looking forward to that. But that's my
When's that LP coming? Dropping.
I'm just gonna
The
get
hot
her to
mixtapes.
I'm just gonna get her to plug into the Zoom at the house with her
Oh yeah.
acoustic,
That's it, huh?
and then she can use the Shure.
We got the equipment.
Yeah, we got everything ready. She needs to be recorded, dude. That's how good she
Mics,
is.
We got mics, headphones. You got the equipment.
Yeah, she could just get in there and do a one take, dude. That's how good she is.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to working with her for sure. We've been talking about it for 5 years, maybe 6 years.
Got her to make us an intro intro music.
She's gonna have to sing something all fancy.
Please, please,
How was
plug
you?
yourself.
How was your week of vacation?
My
bro?
vacation was not too bad. It started off with Sunday. Mikhail's like, all right, let's do some backyard projects. Okay, what do you want to
Yeah.
do? Start post hole digging. I'm like, okay, post hole digger. I mean, like, oh my god, just
The traps.
you feel all that. The next day, I'm like, ugh. And then it's warm outside, so like it was sunny, and I was like, okay, it's not bad. So we did a lot of house projects throughout the week. So that was fun. I went to go visit the chiropractor Thursday morning. Got another
Ooh,
adjustment.
Nice.
Not too bad. It feels good. He's like,
How much does it run you for those adjustments? By the way?
I've already reached my deductible, so it was just like $20. But
That's
they're
not bad.
they're not too expensive.
No, it's not bad.
Because I was talking to Michaela about it. She's like, she was like, I'm going to a chiropractor. I was like, I want to go. She's like, yeah, might as well. You got pretty good insurance. Might as well use it. I'm like, you're right. All right, next time I'm on vacation. So I went during my April vacation. I went through this vacation, and then my next vacation in August, I'll be going again. So just go in there. He puts in there and just digging around and puts me around and I'm like, oh, okay, just get some of the pressure off and just
Right.
get some movement back. It feels good. It feels good just to get
Mhm.
realigned. What else did we do? I watched freaking several episodes of Castlevania.
Oh,
Season
yeah,
4?
Damn, I forgot.
I watched a couple episodes since I had some downtime,
Right.
because it was Sunday night and Sunday afternoon. So after we did the whole post hole digging, and me and Mikhail were like, you want to bake some cookies? I'm like,
Ooh.
yeah, sure. So we just baked a whole bunch of cookies and watched some Castlevania, and it was pretty. Yeah, that's all we did. It was got
Just
fat and
kinda
lazy, did nothing.
Guts out.
I watched Castlevania. So we watched like quite a bit. We didn't finish it, but there's still a few more episodes. But
How many episodes was in the season?
I think there's like 10 or 8.
Wow, wasn't there normally like 3 or 4 or something?
I know the very beginning it was like 3 episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and then they went to like a full like 8.
Oh, okay.
8,
Okay.
and then
I didn't
went
make
back
it to the second season.
Yeah, the first season was like they were just shorts, whatever. I guess it was like I think it was like a trial demo
Mhm.
to see if it actually got traction.
And this is the last season,
And
right?
this is gonna be the last season,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Which I'm enjoying. Like if you look at the animation, it's kind of crude, but it's not that bad though. I like it. It's meant to be kind of rough and raw, just to represent like the time and era that they live. That's what I hate about those coasters. Like those coasters are cool,
Just
but
taking it with me.
I can't use them for freaking canned drinks because they just takes them with them. Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. It's fine. It's our show. We ain't got no freaking overhead or anything.
Brought to you by the Cat Mechanics
There you go.
coasters.
Cat Mechanic coaster.
I don't even think those are hers.
Yeah, they're all defective. No,
Those aren't even hers.
Yeah. What else we do? So like house projects. Watched Castlevania. Also been able to watch. So we were on Netflix to watch the Castlevania, and it says new on Netflix, JoJo's Bizarre season 4. I'm like,
Oh, okay, nice.
wait, let's see. Let me make sure. I'm sure it wasn't an old update. Like, yeah, it was Diamonds Are Unbreakable. I'm like, yes, new season of JoJo's Bizarre. I was so happy.
Weaving
because,
out.
Like, because like that made you happy. Like, yes, shut up and let me watch JoJo's.
Don't you dare take away my excitement,
yeah,
woman.
I get to watch JoJo's all week. And Mikhail's like, this show's stupid. Like, no. Yes, it is. But
Yes,
still,
it is.
I don't care. I'm
I don't
having
care.
fun
I like
watching JoJo's. Yeah, I had a blast. I was able to watch one of my favorite animes on
There you
Netflix. It was
go.
awesome. What else did I do? Did some as for
Wait.
video game. What?
You said
Oh yes, I watched a movie that you and Travis and Miles talked about, Army of the Dead.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you?
Yes, I
Okay.
thought it was fun. It
It
was
is fun.
silly.
It's
It was
silly.
over the top. I was like, this is cool. I mean, they're supposed to be so off the wall.
Yeah.
Because I remember Miles talking about, yeah, dude, there's no way a Humvee is supposed to blow up when it makes contact with a civilian vehicle. They're meant to be like super tough, you know?
Right, that's true.
And sure enough,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's meant to be just over the wall, silly, and then
I mean, Roadhead caused the accident.
and then there's like a undead society that's going on, and a whole culture and an ecosystem going on.
And there's love between the
And
zombies.
then there's love between and zombie babies, and then betrayal, and like all the tropes are there. You know, the tough guy who has to prove something, the daughter that feels neglected,
Right,
the lover
right.
that hasn't been noticed,
Right.
the dumbass, the over the top guy, the serious guy, the double crossing boss. You know, they're all in there, and
all of it.
it was. At first, I was upset. Like, why am I watching? This is stupid. And I just kind of like embraced
Yeah.
the mind numbness of
That's
it
what it's supposed to be for.
and just had a good time. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. It's not bad. I mean, and you can like, there's one part where they hit a helicopter, kind of like, and then
Right.
it stabilizes. I'm pretty sure like a helicopter pilot would be like, there's no way that bird will stabilize after being in a, you know,
Right.
it's over the top shit.
Right.
But just watching it, I was like, this is cool.
It was definitely mindless fun for sure.
Yeah.
Alice was just rolling her eyes the whole time. I was like, I'm having a good time. She was just like, ugh, this movie's fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
and me and
It's a
Michaela
guy
had
movie.
bets. Me and Michaela had bets. All right, who's gonna die first? Who's gonna last longer? Who's gonna make it to the end? And we're like, okay, we called one person. All right, we knew that person was gonna die first.
Right.
And like, oh, actually, we're surprised that person made it. Oh, wait, you know,
Right.
so we had a good time just watching it. It was over the top, and again, it was available on Netflix.
Right,
So,
for free.
So I didn't have to. The only thing I just gave that was time.
Right.
And it was fun.
There you
know,
go.
So I it was so much, dude. I love it. I
That's
love it.
what's up.
Like, Zack Snyder, keep that shit out, dude. More of that.
Fuck
please.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. As for video games, Monday night I did stream some Demon Souls, and it was
Nice.
funny, dude. Some dude just went in there and he's like, "You need help?" I'm like, "Yeah, help me out." He's like, "All right, dude, I'm gonna show you the 4-1 skip." I'm like, "What's that?" All right, go to this area, and then just roll, and you're gonna skip a whole bunch of the map. I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like, yeah. And then sure enough, and I was like, man, the Souls community, they really come out. Like, if they watch you stream and you just talk to them, they're like, yeah, you need help, let me know. And this guy's like, yeah, I play this game backwards and forwards, in and out,
Damn.
so many times that, I mean, just let me know if you have any questions. Like, okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was able to play some Demon Souls and get some assistance from chat, which was pretty fun.
Nice.
What else did I do? Tuesday night, I think I went to play. Did I play anything Tuesday night? Maybe more Demon Souls? I don't recall. What I did
Probably.
Tuesday. And then I played. What was it? Name of the game? Hold on. It has a long ass name. It's based off an anime. I played Record of Lotus War, D-Lit in Wonder Labyrinth.
Huh?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a
Metroidvania.
It's a Metroidvania. It's literally
Got it.
a rip. It's literally a knockoff clone of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I say that like wholeheartedly, like in a positive way. It's not. I don't mean that in any negative connotations at all.
Right.
Because it is verbatim. If you play Symphony of the Night and you play Record of Lotus War, that's two. I'm just gonna call it Lotus War.
There you go.
Yeah, when you play that game, it is just really good. The combat feels like when you get an upgrade, you feel when you get this upgrade. You know, and
Okay.
just jumping around and being mobile and exploring. Like it grabs everything from Symphony of the Night and it really fine tunes it. It's not as difficult as Symphony of the Night,
Mm.
but it really just like, oh wow, if you play this, you'll really enjoy it. Like, and also if you enjoyed Bloodstained Ritual of the
Right,
Night,
right.
I think this would be right up your alley.
There you
You would
go.
also enjoy it. I got it on Steam. It was like cheap. I forgot what it was, maybe like $10 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, if you like Ritual, I would say put this on your radar and just play it.
I've been looking for a good Metroidvania. to
Yeah,
play
yeah. You just
lately.
bounce around, you get new abilities, and now you have double jumps, and you can go back and access this area,
Gotcha.
and now you have spells that affect that, and now you have a bow.
You know what I really love about those games? I love how they have this giant area, right? Like they just have this giant rectangle map where, smaller rectangles and squares inside of it. And then you go through with what you got, and then they give you a little fucking crumb, like a little new ability or whatever. And then you're like, oh wait, I saw this back here. And then you go back and you explore, and then you find this another thing, and it leads to the next thing that leads you to over here. And I love that
sense
shit.
of
I don't know.
exploration. Yeah, that sense of exploration and going back and like, oh yeah.
And it feels like you're discovering it for the first time, but it's purposefully developed that way for you to go here and then to go here. And you know what I mean? Like, that's their level design, but I absolutely adore that shit. And I always get sucked into those games. Like Bloodstained, I think I did 4 playthroughs before I set it down. I had to put it down. I was like, this game, it was $20 and it's eating up all my fucking time.
Yeah, I think I heard that, I don't know if we talked about it already, but I think 505 says they're working on development for a sequel.
that's correct.
So I'm definitely gonna get that. I won't get on the Switch though.
Definitely
PC,
not.
PC or console.
There you go,
It's
my
just,
man.
I just know that there was obviously some limitations to the Switch.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, lesson learned. I just hop over to the next one.
For sure.
So I played
Until
Lotus.
you get the Switch Pro.
So I get Switch Pro. So I played Lotus War. That was a really good game. I suggest it. Then that Wednesday night / Thursday morning, Final Fantasy intermission update came out.
Integrad.
So I was like, okay.
Tell me about it.
So I couldn't sleep that night. A mosquito bit me. Like, it bit me in the face and the arms because we had new doors installed. So for a while, the doors were removed, so some of the flies and mosquitoes came in and stuff. And sometimes they just come in with the dogs after being out.
Of course.
So you're sleeping, like they get you in the ear. They got me in the ear. They got me in the freaking eyelid on the elbow. Like, I was like, oh god, fuck this. It was like 4:30 in the morning. I was like, I can't go back to sleep. So I'm like, okay, let me go to turn on the PlayStation, just download the update. I downloaded the update for Final Fantasy and purchased the DLC with Yuffie. That was $20.
Okay.
And I wasn't hesitant at all for it,
Not at all.
like I know what I got into getting to Final Fantasy Remake, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Not only that first time I played it a year ago, and I'm enjoying it playing it again because I started playing it again. Was it last month or earlier this month? Just to go back over, and I've been just kind of like I play a chapter, take a couple of days off, play a chapter, take a couple of weeks off, play a chapter. That way, I could just time it.
Right.
That way, when this DLC came out, I'll be ready to rock and roll. And sure enough, like I had no qualms or hesitations buying that DLC. Like,
Okay.
Square Enix has been doing a good job with this game itself.
I agree.
That I just got it, I played it, and so I was playing it just the PS4 version on the PlayStation 5 because I couldn't find how to unlock the feature to make it the PS5 version. So
Okay.
Okay. So I was hanging out with Stream and everything. I was like, okay, guys, it's been a couple hours. I didn't want to mess with it while I was streaming also because, I wanted to hang out in my chat. So after I finished streaming, like after 2 hours of that, I ate dinner and I came back and I played with it before getting on stream. And apparently on the tile, like on the PlayStation dashboard, you have to hit the little 3-line button.
Options.
And in the options, you come down and it'll say version 4 or version 5. I'm like, oh, that's how you had to do it. I thought you had to go in the game system.
No, they
and upload it from there.
had streamlined it a few months ago, I think, because people were having issue like downloading incorrect game versions. Like they would want the PS5 version, but they were getting PS4 version. So yeah, that definitely was an issue, especially with like games like that were on both consoles, like Borderlands and things like that. Like you were playing, like I think it was the fucking funniest thing because he got a PS5, he was playing Warzone or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh man, the PS5 is so much faster and this and that. And then somebody's like,
hey, stupid.
Hey, can you check your version real quick? He goes back to the dashboard and looks at it. It was the PS4 version. And he was talking all that shit. He's like, oh, it's so great. The graphics are so good. And he was playing the PS4
The
version.
placebo effect.
Yeah. It was just him having that console made him feel better.
Yeah.
So that update came out Wednesday, you said? And
it was late Wednesday night, early Thursday.
The DLC's $20.
Yeah, the DLC was $20. Yeah.
Now
But the upgrade is free if you have the physical version of the disc.
Got it.
Which I
do
happen
have
to
that.
have. Yeah.
I do have that.
So I got the upgrade, I got the DLC, and then I put it on the PlayStation 5 version. And just a second, when I continue that file, I was in Eris's house when you meet her for the first time, and she takes her to meet her mom, and then you have to like sneak out. The second I load, I'm just like the load screen was, I'm like, okay. And then it just loaded up, and there was no pop-ins or nothing. It was just boom, the game. I'm like, I just saw Cloud walk and his shoulder and the light bouncing off his twin Viper sword. I'm like,
I'm gonna have to check that out before you.
yes,
before I
yeah,
leave,
yeah.
please.
But I was just like, oh my god. Like, I was like,
Nice.
what's happened? Like PlayStation 5 version of Final Fantasy. Yeah, I was just like, it looks so good. I enjoyed it. So I mean, it was just night and day different because the PlayStation 4 version, that's not bad.
No, it wasn't.
You know,
except for that door.
for that fucking door. But then you look at the PS5, like I like literally just blown. I was like, holy shit, this is the power of the PS5.
I have to know if they put reflections on the mirror because remember the mirrors are just kind of like
That's how
light reflectors.
that's how it was like in Capcom, not Capcom, Capcom's Resident Evil 8.
Okay,
You look at the mirror, nothing. Like,
nothing.
you motherfucker.
That was a complaint from the cyberpunk community.
What happened?
It's like you
Oh,
actually
the mirror for
like,
blank.
The
You were a
mirror,
vampire?
the mirror didn't work until like you actually interacted with it, and then it would work. Like
Are
it
you
would.
serious?
Yeah. They didn't want the mirrors in there because it was like too graphically intensive or whatever. So yeah, so like games that actually can actually like do mirrors like in game or just I always like seeing it. Like I
That
always
little
like,
details, an extra touch.
especially if it's like first person or something, and then you go into the mirror and you can actually see yourself like in first person. That's pretty cool. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But like, I've been playing Demon Souls on PlayStation 5,
Mhm.
and it runs great. It's awesome. But I haven't had a comparison. I never played it on PS3 when it came out originally.
Oh, God.
So I can't remember. I can't recall.
Okay.
The comparisons from that era to this.
This one looks way better.
Oh yeah. So I kind of just got kind of muted to the effects of the PlayStation 5. Of course, the load times are great and wonderful, but to see the actual fidelity of the graphics, and playing Final Fantasy 7 after playing the PS4 version and then almost instantaneously going and switching the PlayStation 5 version, like seeing the difference, I was like, oh my god! I went to the options, performance mode. You could go from performance or graphics.
Fidelity and
I just went performance. Give me my solid 60 frames,
Right.
and I haven't turned back.
So I got a question.
Uh.
I got a question. Now, I enjoy PC gaming. I know you enjoy PC gaming, but we also enjoy our console games as well. Now, if you didn't have either and somebody was just like, yo, I'm looking to get into, gaming, and you would say, well, PC or console, but like, let's just say I said it doesn't matter. Like, I just want to play good all-around games, and I want to have fun playing these games, whatever. It doesn't matter about exclusives. It doesn't matter about anything. Would you compare that to that, like being almost similar now?
For my current setup, probably pretty close because I have a 2070 Super and it runs pretty good.
Mhm.
I love my setup and I love the PlayStation setup. I mean, it's either or at
Right.
this point, but it really that question, it's there's so many variables for that question.
Of course.
What's my budget?
Right.
What's available?
Right.
What's my footprint? Where do I live? Do I have access to internet? Stuff like
Mhm.
that. So I mean, you gotta like give a lot of variables into that question.
I understand
Yeah.
that where you're coming from. I would just say like PlayStation and Xbox right now just seem to be in such a good place graphically and performance wise right now that it's on par with most
definitely, yeah.
PCs that are out right now with graphics cards that aren't available.
Well, yeah, unavailable.
You know?
Yeah, because definitely going from the PlayStation 4 to because I have a base PS4. I had a
Right.
PS4.
Oh,
Well, it's still
God.
there, still down there. But I had the base PS4, and then going to the 5. I mean, it's just night and day. Completely skipping the Pro. I
Mhm.
mean, you could tell like this is the next generation.
Oh, yeah,
and
man.
able to see it. was
Playing
awesome.
playing Ratchet and Clank today. I mean, let me go back.
Mm.
Normally, I would have bought Mass Effect on PC. Normally,
Yeah.
However, I enjoy RPGs and like third person type action games on controller. That's just the way I like to play.
Yeah.
It's not a first person. I don't have to be precise or anything like that. And I'm glad I did because the load times are fast. It still gives me my 60 or 120 FPS or whatever because of the TV and all that stuff. So, man, I'm at this point right now where I'm like, do I want to play it from the couch or do I want to play it from the desk?
Yeah. Which
That's-
one do I want to play it on?
That's where I'm
yeah,
at.
definitely the gap between console and computer is closing.
What for now?
For right now, that gap is very. I mean, they're close.
Right.
It's a very close gap right now. So depending on your budget and your financial situation and just all these different questions.
Oh,
I
of
mean,
course.
you couldn't go wrong.
It's you can't
Either
go wrong
or.
either way is what I
Yeah,
was trying to
yeah,
get out of you.
can't go
Yeah.
wrong either way. So yeah, it's really good.
I agree with you.
And then today, Guilty Gear. I bought it like at the end of May because I was like, I'm gonna buy it anyway. So I just bought
Right.
the standard version. My only problem was with that is Arc System had if you pre-ordered it on PlayStation, the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition, you get to play it 3 days earlier. I was like, oh man, I wish I could play
Only
it
on PlayStation,
Tuesday.
right?
Yeah. So I mean that's the only thing that sucks, but it's already Friday.
out.
It's out now. It's fine.
You could have played it on Wednesday.
And even then, yeah, I could have played it on Wednesday. And even then, from that day since it was released until now, like I just watch streamers, so I got information. I get to able to see what's going on, get
Right.
some input, watch how it plays. Ask people around what they think of it.
Mhm.
So, excuse me. That's why I hate drinking alcohol when I'm
Hey
talking.
man, you're fine, dude. It's our show. Who gives a
It's our
fuck?
show. Yeah, I don't care, guys.
No
Thank you,
sponsors are gonna stop you.
Right? Until they pay me. Until they pay me.
Pay me, bitch.
Yeah, that's what my shirt's gonna say. Pay me. So yeah, playing Guilty Gear, I had fun. I just did the 3 hours of mission mode.
Okay.
So like, I'm enjoying that mission mode. I'm having fun, but I haven't got full depth into. I haven't played online yet.
Okay.
I haven't done any like the hardcore training. I haven't played locally. So like, I reserve my judgment whether I think the game is gonna be a winner or a loser. I'm having fun with it, so I'm gonna keep playing it.
Right.
But I mean, I've chit chatted with some friends where they're like, "Yeah, I don't like the game." I'm like, "Okay, that's your opinion. I can't change your mind."
Right.
But I mean, to me, it's like, didn't you just give it more than 3 hours to play a game?
Right.
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
it's each their own. That's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Fair
There's
enough.
other version. There's other games to play.
Fair enough.
That's fine. But yeah, to me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna play, and the boys are gonna come over, and we're gonna give it a chance. So
Of course.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Other than that, though, I think that's about it.
Well, that was quite the intro there. That
How
was
long did I
40
go?
minutes, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you want to talk about first today, dude? Because we've got a lot to get through today.
What?
I've got a lot as well. So
Okay.
let me guess.
Let's go to Summer Game Fest
Okay. I thought you were gonna do the Elden thing, but go ahead.
because that's how it's going to end up with. That's what it ended up with.
Okay. Go
So
ahead.
I was watching Summer Game Fest. I follow Jeff Keighley on Twitter, and he's tweeting right around the corner, guys. You'd love to see it. Here it is coming up. Just 2 days down, a week to go. All these pictures. Like, all right, Jeff Keighley, you're fucking spamming my timeline. I know, we get it. Your shit's coming out. And then I watched it. I'm like, I watched it like an hour in, and like time passed. 'Cause it was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
So like I caught it like halfway through, and I'm just like, Resident Sleeper. Like, what are these fucking games?
Okay.
What are these fucking games?
Okay. What did you see that we were
That Resident Sleeper me? Okay, right at the
Okay.
gate, dude. Right at the gate. I saw Smite cross Smite X Stranger Things. So you can have some skins from
Hard
Stranger
pass.
Things. I'm like,
hard pass?
okay, first of all, I don't even play Smite. Okay, and no,
But I thought
no.
Smite was God's.
Yeah. Well, you get skins, so they could look like. So you're still playing the god, but now your god Sisela looks like 11.
Okay.
And yeah, the other god Apollo now looks like Chief Ed, whatever his name was. You know
yeah.
what I'm
Talk about 3 years too late, though, guys, huh?
Yeah, like.
Yeah. I mean, that
yeah,
should have happened like
that-
3
that
years
show
ago.
was like super hot. Yeah, like
Yeah.
when it first came out, season 1 and 2.
I mean, they got season 4 coming out, but
Yeah.
even then, like, that doesn't come out till October.
yeah. So I was like, I saw that, and I'm like, I don't play Smite, but if you do, that's
Hey.
if you love that game, that's
Shout out to
awesome.
Liz.
Yeah, Liz. I just know Liz and Travis plays it.
That's it.
That's it. I don't even know who plays it still. But I mean, they play it fine, awesome. But I just saw it, I'm like, why would you get those skins? They look terrible.
I mean, that's like
I'm
the
not a-
leftovers that Fortnite couldn't get.
Yeah, they couldn't get that franchise. They're like, here, mine, you have it. But
damn
I just
it.
thought that I was like, okay, Sleeper, like just Resident Sleeper, and then I saw D&D Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance that looked available.
yeah.
That's also coming on Game Pass.
Is it on Game
Second
Pass?
It's gonna be coming on Game
When is
Pass.
that? What's the release date?
I think it released sometimes this month.
It
on the
releases
22nd?
this month?
I believe. I didn't catch
So
the
that's
date on
a
it.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
it's coming on Game Pass. Like, okay, you get to play as Drizzt and Bruner and Mikkel knows all the names from
Right.
the
Of course
cast.
he does.
Yeah. So it's like it's the dark elf, the tank orc, the warrior, and like the rogue, human rogue. I forgot. What her name
Right.
is, yeah. But you get to play them. It's just like a kind of like a beat 'em up using your abilities. I mean, you've seen the game.
Of
before.
course.
So,
ARPG.
yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's on Game Pass. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a shot. I can't wait. Then I saw the and there was a whole bunch of games that I saw that I just didn't cover. I just
You didn't find them interesting.
I didn't find them interesting.
It's okay.
There you go. I like how you diplomatically put that. I like
That's
that.
okay.
I just didn't find them interesting. So
and that's okay.
I
But
did
tell me what
see-
you did find
Well,
interesting.
what I did like, I saw Death Stranding director's cut. For
Oh, what?
PlayStation
I
5.
didn't see that. Wait, what?
You didn't see that one?
No, I did not.
The-
What? What's happening?
Death Stranding director's cut for PlayStation 5. There was a Metal Gear Solid reference in the trailer because it shows like inside of one of the bunkers, and you see like what they call the mules with the
Uh-huh.
rifles, kind of like patrolling back and forth, and it shows Norman Reedus. What's his name again? Sam.
Sam.
It shows Sam like looking over, and he looks to the side. He sees a rat going to the one of the vent ducts.
Uh-huh.
Looks at that. He looks over. He sees a big old box. It's fragile. He puts out the box and knocks it over. A whole bunch of oranges come out, and the camera zooms in on the oranges. Like, I know it's a reference. I can't put my finger on it, but what is this? Okay. So he gets the box out. He looks around. He hops in. Then he hops out and he puts the box away.
Okay.
You know, and then like Death Stranding. I mean, and then I was like, going back to that orange reference.
Okay.
That's from Metal Gear Solid 2 when you're on the cruiser liner with Snake.
Right.
Yeah, when you're in the kitchen area, you can actually pull out a box and there's full of fruits and oranges.
Right.
And that's what that reference was to that
Right.
part. And even the music, if you listen to it, it sounded like a Metal Gear.
So, tell me about this director's cut. What's
I don't
is
know
it-
when the release date is. I think it's gonna have extra content and it's gonna have, I guess, the PlayStation 5 update. I guess.
Is it going to be? That's what I would like to know. Is like if I own the physical copy, does it get updated to?
Good question.
That's what I would like to know.
Good question.
So they
'Cause
didn't announce any of that.
Yeah, none of that. It just said Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. We just want a Metal Gear
Death
Solid game.
Stranding. Death Stranding director's cut.
Uh huh.
So yeah. See, you can find anything on it.
All right.
So that's coming up, and it was perfect because I was actually talking to Mikashi like, I want to play that game again. He's like, I would play it on PC, and I was like, you know what, the director's cut coming out.
It's
And
only on PS5.
yeah. So with the director's cut on the horizon, maybe that'd be a good chance for you to revisit the bridges across America.
It's going to be okay. So it says this is coming from The Verge.
Mm-hmm.
It says Hideo Kojima stopped by this year's Summer Game Fest to announce a surprise. Death Stranding is not only coming to the PS5, but it will be an enhanced director's cut of the game. Unfortunately, there was no real detail about the new version, but an early glimpse hinted at some additional stealth elements similar to Kojima's work on Metal Gear Solid franchise. Players can likely expect visual and performance upgrades as well. The director's cut is slated as coming soon. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah,
kinda vague.
they don't even know.
So
So,
kind of vague. So you just saw what we already saw from, and I'm sure that you could YouTube the trailer, guys. So check
I
that
have to
out.
check that out.
So yeah, I was like,
You telling me news right now? I love that
I was
you're
like,
telling me
yeah.
news.
I was like, okay. So I mean, that'd be perfect. I'm sure Mikhail's gonna be excited just to go back and play that game again. You too. I know you
Of
said that was
course,
one
I
of your
love that
favorite
game.
games.
Oh my gosh, so good.
I saw Metal Slug Tactics.
I wanted to talk to you about this.
That
game.
one looked pretty cool. I haven't played. I dabbled in Emblem Three Houses. Oh, wait,
Mhm.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. I
Right.
dabbled in it, but if I played it, I learned some of the mechanics, put the game down, then came back and like, what are these fucking mechanics again?
Right.
I'm like, fuck. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe with Metal Gear, maybe it'll just be a lot simpler. I could just pick that up. It looked cool.
Metal Slug.
Metal Slug, sorry.
You just got Metal Gear on the brain, dude.
Metal Gear, dude. Yeah.
So this one to me looked more like not the Fire Emblem, but it looked more to me like XCOM, or there was another one that came out recently that was like it, but XCOM more than anything, where you build your party. Gears Tactics, that's what
Yeah.
it was.
Yes.
You select your party members that have like individual like attributes and stuff like that, and you go into a battlefield where it's a grid movement system, kind of like D&D or anything
Yeah.
like that. So the pixel art looked really
That's
cool.
what I was gonna say, dude. Just like that vintage art. I
That
was like,
fucking
looked too
SNK
cool.
art, dude.
Yeah, that old
Ugh.
school Neo Geo SNK art. I was like, that looked like the throwback. It looks so cool. I'm like, just that alone.
Yeah.
Like I would. That looks like fun. That looks like fun.
It looks like it's gonna be a pretty fun game,
Yeah.
and if they have like an arena mode where like me and you could play against each other, or you know what I mean, like they just kind of randomly drop us in there and like we pit our people against like kind of like chess or whatever, and have a good time playing that. Like that would be pretty cool too. So I hope that they include something like that because I think XCOM has something like that.
Do
So
they?
does Gears. Most of those games do have like an online multiplayer, but
Okay.
it's just like 1v1
yeah.
type thing, and they're always fun to just sit around them and like.
Yeah, I would definitely play that. I saw that. I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. And then at the very end of that
Tell
trailer,
me.
I just saw the first frame, the first shot. I'm like, it does fucking exist. Mikhail's like, what are you talking about? Tarnished One, Rise. I was like, oh, like I saw it, like, oh my god, they do exist. It was funny. I was talking to my boy Trip and Tofu. We're on Discord. We're just chit chatting about what we thought about Elden Rings, and I was like, I don't think they're gonna work on it. Was George R. R. Martin kind of like in the stump? like either they're gonna like cut out everything that he's been working on, and they're
Mhm.
gonna set him back and work on another project.
He hasn't even
or-
finished his book that he said it was
for
like.
real, but he finished that. He took 2 years, 2 years, because they got announced 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was like, yeah, I don't think they're gonna be working on Elden Rings. They're probably gonna scrap that, whatever they
That
were,
son
and
of a
do something
bitch.
else. And then you see the trailer, and I'm like, oh my god! And then you saw like several other like blue souls that when you summon them to your realm,
Yeah.
I saw that. I'm like,
That was
okay, so
co-op.
you're gonna have some co-op.
Yeah.
Usually, from what I can recall, you have like one more other person come into your world and help you. I
Mhm.
think this one,
It looked like 4.
yeah, I actually went. I started following From Software on their Twitter, and they talked about, they confirmed that up to 4 players will be able to be on one map,
Right.
and they're gonna have like a more open world where you can still traverse on foot, and you also be on horseback.
Yeah, I
so,
saw that.
So it's gonna be a bigger world for sure.
And then like the fucking jump pad that the horse launched up, I was like, oh.
And
that
then you
looked
see the
cool.
artwork, and you see the part where the tarnished one comes around the pillar, and there's this big old like spindly looking king spider, and I'm like,
Can I tell you what impressed me about the
Yes.
trailer? Not only did it look fucking smooth and like amazing, but what impressed me with that trailer is how many different enemy types that I saw in the minute and a half that it was. I saw like at least 15 to 20 new enemies just littered throughout. I was like, is this a different enemy? Is that the same? What the fuck is going on here?
yeah.
Horse and like fucking.
After that scene started, like it showed that opening scene, it says from Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin. I'm like, oh, it does exist.
Yes.
I'm just like looking at the
You're
artwork.
weeping.
Double rainbow.
Double rainbow.
Double souls.
Oh, I
I'm just
love
looking at the artwork and just looking at the difference. I'm like, oh my god. And Mikhail's like, game just looks.
Shut the fuck up.
No, she's like, this game looks. It looks hard.
That's the point.
Everything looks scary. And like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I do love from Software is the worlds that they build. I mean, I didn't play Sekiro much, but when I did play Bloodborne, Demon Souls, and Dark Souls 3,
Mhm.
like the worlds that they built, the atmosphere, the ambiance, looking
Mhm.
around, it's like, oh my god! And now you just get to see this on a grander scale.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, I just can't wait to get
With
my
the
hands
new
on this game.
hardware in mind.
Yeah,
as well.
I mean, so I'm like, I'm thoroughly enjoyed. And of course, our friend Kevin's like, let me guess, punishing hard mechanics,
Yeah.
open world. I've seen it all. Like, yeah, okay, whatever, fine, whatever. I don't care. Even if it's more Dark Souls, I don't care. I'm in
cares?
it, dude. I'm gonna have fun.
This one looks more story driven for sure. They did announce that it's going to be for Series X, Series X and S,
Mhm.
PlayStation 5, and PC.
Yeah,
and
I saw that. Yes, that's what I wanted to mention. I saw a little
Very
Steam
nice.
logo
Mm.
right there. It's like, okay,
And it
I
comes
cannot
out?
wait. January 21st, 2022.
Mm,
That date is now etched in my head, guys.
for real.
So,
Well-
will it be delayed?
Will it be delayed?
Yes.
Yes?
I think so. I wouldn't
Okay.
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because if you think about it, that's literally just 6+ months away.
It's 6.5 months
Yeah,
away.
that's all it is.
It's literally 6 months and 2 weeks.
Exactly. Because if you just think about it, you're like, holy, that's half a year. I mean, when was it? December? That was.
I mean,
it just passed by. I mean, look,
that trailer looked pretty clean though. Like there was no stutter, there was no, and it said fucking in-game footage. I was like, dang,
you
it
see
blew me away.
You see
dude.
the lightning bolt coming down, the dragon picks
Yes,
it up.
dude.
I'm like,
I was like, oh.
I mean, just the style.
I went from sticks to
the
midnight.
world. Yeah, just looking at the world, how dark and dark and drab and gray and brown. Like, I can't get enough of it. I really love the
Looked
style.
really good.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to
that
see
dark
more of that.
fantasy is just. I'm excited. Yeah, even if it's more Dark Souls, I'm fine.
Who cares?
I don't
You're
care.
gonna have fun.
Yes.
I'm surprised that it being more Dark Souls, you still haven't picked up Sekiro. Like as much as you enjoyed Mortal Shells and Dark Souls 3 and all that stuff, like I'm surprised that you have not picked up. Not only have you not picked up Sekiro, you haven't picked up Dark Souls 1 remaster on PC. You haven't picked up Dark Souls 2 yet either, have you?
No, I heard the PC ports weren't all that great. I heard sometimes there's some game breaking.
There was
Something
they're locked at 30 frames, but there's mods to take that away and just make it full on 60 or 120 or
Mhm.
whatever. So the community is there for those games. Like you
Oh, yeah.
said, people come
Yeah,
into
those are
your
walking
channel
streams,
just to
yeah.
like walk in the stream and talk, you
Yeah.
know, about the game. They
I
love
have
talking
yet
about
to
this
have any toxic, member of the
not.
community come in. They walk in there like, yeah, I don't want a backseat game, but if you have any questions, let me know. I'm like, okay, cool.
Love that shit.
Yeah,
Love that
that's
shit,
awesome.
dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I haven't played Sekiro only because I know Sekiro is, from what I heard and just what I gathered, I know not all 100% true, but it's just what I've gathered is the combat is very more aggressive compared to other
Mhm.
Souls games where you have to have these tight on par parries
Okay.
to go on, because a lot
Okay.
of Souls games you can like kind of dodge, circle
Right.
around them, move around, but in Sekiro, like if you cannot parry, that's it.
So
that is the game.
That draws you away
Yeah,
from the
just
game.
just the combat for right now. And besides, I'm also kind of like, I'm playing Demon Souls right now. I like,
Fair enough.
I'm not saying like I'll never play Sekiro,
Right.
but like once I finish Demon Souls, then I'll go back. and
Okay,
try
I
another
got
game.
you.
But yeah,
I got you. Because I mean, like you said, like I said, you enjoy those types of games. I'm just surprised that you haven't picked it
yeah,
up.
and I've talked to other friends too. I've not talked to like he and
And-
my boy and where like Sekiro, it's a hard game.
It is.
Yeah,
But like what I was getting at is like you play these games because you want the new mechanics and stuff like that. And this being
challenge.
a different mechanic and a different challenge, you not picking it up just seems a little
It's
odd
a little
to me.
off.
It
Yeah,
is a little
yeah,
off.
it might. Yeah, maybe I gotta just go like, okay, see how hard it is for myself.
Right.
I'm kind of like, I know how hard these games can be.
They can be.
I know how
They
they are.
eat up time.
I mean, and eventually I could get around it. I mean, I put enough hours. I got around Flame Lurker, and Flame Lurker, from everybody I've talked to, they said that is the hardest boss. So I finally got around Flame Lurker.
Right.
Cool. And then I went to go fight Maneater, and that was last Saturday. I spent 2 hours just trying to fight Maneater. And then somebody in chat's like, yeah, that's literally the second hardest boss in the game. I'm like, great. I went from the hardest to the second.
There you go. Now it's all downhill from here, baby.
Yeah, so I was like, well,
But
okay.
but you're getting through it. That's my main
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
You're getting through it. And I think you should pick it up. I never got through it because fucking killing bosses twice is terrible, and they get harder on the second run. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that might be part of it. Maybe just hearing like everybody's like horror stories they have with the difficulty.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of like puts me off, like kind of intimidates me. So I was like, okay, I'll just play with my
I
Demon
think you
Souls.
should. I would love to watch a stream of you do it.
Eventually, I should. Eventually, I should come
Fair
around.
enough.
Like and that that would be my for sure. I won't write off Sekiro, but I won't be hesitant to play it just yet.
Yeah, you're not rushing to go play. Yeah,
I'll wait. I could wait.
I
could wait.
gotcha.
But yeah, I saw the trailer for Elden Ring, and I was just like, wow. And I was like, it was funny because it was literally just a week and a half ago. I had a conversation with my online buddies talking about, yeah, that game's not good.
So do you feel like it's gonna be more open world because they put the horse in there, or is that just for like
I don't know.
traversal
I
or
don't
anything?
know. Excuse me. That's gonna be an interesting concept. I don't know if it's gonna be kind of like where it's gonna be. I want to say kind of like God of War. Where God of War was kind of open, but it felt like
It was open but linear.
it was open, but like you had these wide lanes to explore. I don't know if it's gonna be like that, or it's actually gonna be just like a big old like Breath of the Wild. Or here's a big old plot of land,
right.
and then go explore
Figure it out.
and run around. I'm not too sure, But at this point, I'm just down for whatever they give me. I'm willing to play it. Excited to play it, and just excited to get more news about it, and
I
just the
gotcha.
fact that it exists, that it's actually coming out.
Of course
Because
it
honestly,
exists.
I really thought in my heart of hearts that it was going to be kind of delayed and pushed off and canned, and we'll never see it from again. We've seen the track record that George R. R. Martin has, just putting off books, and honestly thought that was going to happen. I thought they were going to kind of like, have the story written and have it, centered around it, and then, oh wait, scrap it,
Right,
start all
right,
over,
right,
and
right.
then whatever.
Kind of like what Cyberpunk did whenever Keanu Reeves came on. They like scrapped half the story
shit,
just to get
Keanu's
him
in,
in.
get
it.
back
Yeah.
in here.
Oh yeah,
Johnny
we got to
Silverhand.
rewrite everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see it. I mean, I can't wait. I know that game's not for everybody, but I'm definitely just knowing that it does exist.
Hell yeah.
I'm down.
I am definitely down. Would you mind handing me another drink in there?
Do you want to truly?
Please,
Truly,
please,
BRB,
please,
guys, don't
please.
go anywhere.
Oh no, we're not going nowhere. I did want to do a little bit of an aside while you're grabbing that. I did see a trailer today on YouTube this
For?
morning before I left for work, and
What
it's
is it?
for a show on Netflix, Masters of the Universe,
Sounds
which
familiar.
is He-Man, from
He-Man,
the 80s,
yeah.
right? This one's called Masters of the Universe Revelation,
Live action or animated?
animated,
Oh,
and it has Mark Hamill as
Okay.
Skeletor.
perfect.
And he has the laugh and everything.
laugh and everything?
Oh my god, dude! I was like, oh, the laugh. I miss his fucking crazy laugh, dude.
You already know what it is.
And Lena Headley from
Cersei.
Game of Thrones.
Cersei.
Yeah.
I love Cersei.
So that was just a quick little aside while you grab that. But I mean, nothing crazy. But the
She gonna be She-Ra?
yes, I think so. Yeah, the trailer
What's her
looked
name?
fucking great. She didn't
Yeah?
speak at all in the trailer, but she was mentioned as starring in the show.
Is it just like regular animation or kind of like CGI animation Netflix uses?
No, regular animation.
Okay.
It looked phenomenal. I would love for you to watch this trailer if you haven't seen it. And anybody out there who is an actual He-Man fan, like I was in the early
Kids.
'90s growing up as a kid, I cannot wait to see this. And fucking Mark Hamill as
Just spot
Skeletor.
on.
I was sitting. I was getting ready. I was brushing my teeth, and I heard his fucking laugh, and I was like, I
Joker.
stopped brushing my teeth. I was like,
Joker. He turned around.
huh?
Speaking of voices, one of the side characters from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamonds Are Unbreakable, Koichi. It's like, I heard him, his English voice actor. I heard him. Like, where have I heard that voice before? Like, oh, I know who he's from. He's freaking Tanjiro from Demon Slayer.
Oh,
Sure enough, I looked it up.
nice.
That is him. Okay, I knew I recognized that voice. So yeah, just speaking of voices, but yeah.
Sorry,
No, no, no,
I
yeah.
wanted while you were grabbing the drink, I
Yeah,
just want to have a little side on that one.
I also saw, so that was pretty much it that I got for Summer Game Fest. Like I said, there's some games I just wasn't interested in.
Right.
Like world premiere, like cool, an indie game, like.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Fair
That's
enough.
fine. I did see some news right before they had Summer Game Fest. The day before, I know EA announced some Battlefield 2042.
God damn, son.
They had some gameplay reveal. I saw the
Oh.
trailer. They said they're gonna go similar to the strategy that Activision did with Black Ops 4, where they want to cut out the main campaign and just focus on multiplayer.
Which
What are
is
your
fine.
thoughts on that?
I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with is them charging a full $70 for it. Like $60, $59.99. Okay, 69.99 for just multiplayer only.
But that seems to be the norm now, right?
Seems to be.
I mean,
Seems to
some,
be-
some of the PlayStation exclusive are like Returnal, Demon Souls.
Fair enough.
I mean, not all of them, but some. It's starting to become the new. Seems to be the new.
The new norm.
Yeah.
Right. We've heard that a lot this year. I'm okay with it as long as I can get the amount of gameplay that I got out of like Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3. And from what I saw from that trailer, dude, the gameplay looks phenomenal. There were several nods to old gameplay of like Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, where I think one of them was like a guy throwing some C4 on a little four-wheeler and like driving it into
And
the
then jumping out
helicopter
and
and jumping out and fucking popping it.
Detonating,
Or a guy in a fighter jet like fucking
pops out.
he goes straight up in the air, pops out, shoots a rocket, gets back in the jet. I was like,
Can
"Oh."
that does happen in the game?
That does happen in the
Okay,
game.
okay. I saw that the footage. I'm like, get out.
Yeah. You thought it, like my coworker, my trainee today, we were watching that, and I was like, "Bro, have you seen this trailer?" He's like, "No," because he's a gamer as well.
Yeah.
And he was watching the trailer, and he goes, "I don't like that's not
do that.
that's not
Yeah.
real." I was like, "Of course it's not real. It's fucking Battlefield."
Yeah. It's,
But also it's nods to like all the montages where people do these things in the game, where like they'll fly up in the air, they'll hop out of the jet, they'll shoot a rocket at the jet that was chasing them, and then as they're falling down, they'll get in the jet and take off.
Okay.
And that was a nods to all the multiplayer stuff.
If that's actually in the game, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, fine.
It was
I'm all about that silly
phenomenal.
over. I thought they were just showing that just to show off.
No.
Like what? Oh, but you can do it in the game. Okay. Then I'm
Right.
totally fine with it.
You can do it in the game. And so he saw the four-wheeler part first because that came out first in the trailer. He's like, "No way." I was like, "Dude, you don't get it?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "That's a nod to like the last
All the shenanigans that
yeah,
can be
like you
done.
can like the bullshit that you could do. They're just nodding towards the old games. They want the old players coming back to feel
Yeah.
nostalgic and like, oh shit, I
Something
remember
for them
Battlefield
too.
4 or
Yeah.
Battlefield 3 or whatever. And I saw a lot of destructibility and the environments falling down.
I did like that.
And more destructibility than there was in the previous game. So I'm very excited about that. The lighting looks amazing. The graphics look amazing. The weapons
See
look
the party
amazing.
sizes?
The party sizes, it's cool.
The party
What was it?
sizes.
100 and
It's gonna be the party sizes will be there'll be a total the multiplayer supporting up to 128 players on PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S.
right.
On PlayStation 4 and Xbox Ones, they will support 64 players.
right.
So I mean that's huge.
Those numbers have always been in Battlefield on PC side. So from Battlefield 3, 4, 5, 1, and all that stuff, they've always been 100 and something players.
Massive.
On consoles, it was always 64, limited to the capacity of the console,
Mhm.
of course. So them bumping up the player capacity for these new consoles is kind of promising. I'm excited, man. I saw that trailer. I saw the announcement. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, if they don't want to focus, if they don't want to focus on single player, that's okay. But you have to make the best multiplayer experience you possibly can.
Has to be.
Especially since you've had 3 years off.
Yeah,
right?
it's been a
You've had
minute.
3 years off. You're not putting a battle royale mode in it. It's going to be Rush. It's going to be, Conquer. It's going to be Team Deathmatch, all their normal
Yes,
modes.
yeah.
Nothing, gimmicky or whatever. It's just Battlefield, what was it, 2142, right?
Yes,
Or
2042.
2042, excuse me,
2042, yeah.
2042. So it's a little bit more futuristic, set 20 years in the future and all that stuff, 21 years in the future. And oh my god, the graphics, the lighting, the fucking gameplay, oh man, it said it right there at the bottom too. It's like in-game footage, bro.
Yeah,
Like no beta, no
They say they're
bullshit.
gonna have more gameplay reveal on the 13th, so that's around the corner. That's we what, Monday.
So they had an announcement for
Sunday.
the announcement, and then they have another announcement during this
to let you
announcement for
know.
this. Oh,
To give you the more information, I
Okay.
guess, more details.
Thanks, EA.
But yeah, I know they said they're going to be focusing on multiplayer and don't expect battle royales.
Thank God.
Which is fine.
fine.
Let the other guys focus on that. Let them do their thing. Focus, play to your strength, lean into that.
Exactly.
Vehicles, destructible environments, large
Mhm.
party systems with these different game modes. Lean into that. Play your
Right.
strong suits. This is like fun because I remember playing Battlefield 5, the one
No.
in Tarkan and or in Shanghai and all that. What's it called?
That was Battlefield 4.
The Battlefield 4. I remember playing Battlefield 4. It was like me, Travis,
yeah.
you, Kevin, and Hugo, and we're just flying around in a little jet and Humvee and bouncing around and
Yeah.
just here's a predator missile. We all die.
Oh,
Like I remember how fun those games could be
Yeah,
when
man.
you're playing with
when
your
you're playing with
friends.
your boys
And with that, and especially when you have
and or girls.
so yeah. So you can have not only do you have a large roster, but you have your squads. So you have a party of 5, party of 4. You can spawn on your squad and
Yeah.
come out and do and you have like your assault, your medic, your support, your
Yeah.
engineer.
Right.
I mean, I hope these guys, EA really lets these developers do their thing and just have fun with the game and
Right.
make it what it can be.
I hope they fleshed it out. Like I said, $70 price tag is a little steep.
Yeah.
It is a little steep. Especially for an online only multiplayer game. And that's just the base edition. That doesn't include the DLC. It doesn't include all that other
Because
bullshit.
they will.
They will.
They will have a deluxe version and an ultimate edition,
Right.
just like a lot of games are doing now, where they'll give you the first season of Battle Pass,
Right.
season 1 Battle Pass, maybe some colors and maybe some special optics
Weapons
or
or
weapon
whatever,
skins or
yeah.
like that. Stuff like that.
I just hope that they do it right. They've had 3 years off. They've been working on this for a while. It's using the DICE engine. The DICE engine is amazing with particle effects and mud and liquid and lighting and all that stuff. I want to see
And
what they do.
environments, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see what they do with it. The game looks phenomenal. I hope that they added more to the destruction engine that they were using previously in like Bad Company 2, because that level of destruction hasn't been in the game since then. So Bad Company 2 came back on like the 360 era.
Okay, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, and the destruction was there. It just wasn't as good. Like you could literally level an entire building, and the future iterations of Battlefield after Bad Company 2, you couldn't really do that. Like the buildings were still standing, which is fine. That's the design choice that they decided to do. But you see these rockets taking off, you see the dam falling over, you see everything just happening, and you're like, wow. Like I hope that like that level of the destruction is actually in the game, and I hope that we can play to that. Like like if we. Because in Battlefield 4, you would be playing on these islands. I forget what it was. You're playing on islands or something, and then like a tsunami would roll in.
I think they called it Levolutions.
Right, Levolutions. Yeah. Like I hope a lot of those things still take place, and it makes the gameplay more fun and interesting. And you have to adjust to your combat circumstances and things like that.
Some stages did Levolution good. Some stages did Levolution kind of like, oh fuck,
was just a dust storm.
Yeah, here comes the river. Like now it suffocates part of the map.
Right.
Like if you have the option where like some stages do have that and some stages don't have it, or know like it kind of changes the map for the better.
Right.
I'm down for it. In my opinion, like I don't think every map should have it. I mean, just maybe a handful that could really abuse it. Because some maps were like, great, here comes the flood, and now you just lost access to this.
Or somebody gets the fucking airship, and they're just shooting at you from the, they're fucking firing cannons down from the.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, but that's one thing I did like about the whole, destructible environments is like when there's that one asshole that finds a way to get on top of, gets on top of the tower, like, all right, let's bring the tower down.
Bring
boys.
the tower
bring
down.
it down, boys.
Bring it down. I'm excited. I hope that they bring that level of destruction back.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. We did see some stuff here and there, but nothing definitive. I want to see definitive what they're doing, what they're planning, how many maps there are, how many modes there are. something that'll keep me entertained for for the amount of money that I'm paying for a non-single player online only game that could be shut down at any time that they deem fit, kind of like Anthem or whatever name any other online service game ever
Yeah.
that didn't do well. So I just hope that they do well. I hope that this game comes out to high praise. I hope that it's fun and awesome and it isn't a cash grab like Battlefield. I'm sorry, Star Wars Battlefront 2 was at the
Squadron one,
beginning.
well, the other algorithms that
All that bullshit.
literally
I just
put
hope it
you-
isn't that. I
yeah,
hope
that would suck.
I hope they're just for gamers.
Mhm.
Like I don't mind spending extra money on things.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like I'll buy the game, and if it's that good, then yeah, I'll put extra money into it. If it's that good, like Destiny or whatever the fuck ever I put my money into, but just don't just
Nickel and dime you.
don't put it behind a paywall
Yeah, the paywall sucks.
for whatever.
If one thing that I would like for them to do that I've seen their competitors do is have free maps, because I've noticed that the second you have like maps DLC, your player base is now
Segregated.
split and it fragments. You know,
Mhm.
and I think the guys over there at Call of Duty, I think they realized, you know what, when we do that, that's what it does. It divides our player
It's
base.
very smart.
You know, so hopefully, I know, to each your own. I'll do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, great. But I think that's a good lesson to have implement in your gameplay, especially in this kind of games where
I agree.
because it happens. Like, hey, I want to play with you. Oh, but I don't have this map. Ah, fuck,
What was
okay, we can't
cool?
play together.
What was cool about Battlefield though, especially the last one, if you had the premium pass,
Mm-hmm.
like if I had the premium pass and you didn't, you could play in all the maps that I could play in if we were in a group together.
Okay.
So if you didn't own it and I had the premium, like
As long
the
as we're grouped
extra
up
15,
together.
yeah. As long as we're grouped up together, you can play all the games you wanted with me. Now, if
Okay.
you were playing by yourself, you could only play on the standard
The
edition maps.
base maps.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's stuff that they and that's a good sell. But that means that, like, say if me, you, Travis, and Steven are all playing this game on PC, that means only one of us would need to buy said premium pass,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Everybody's in.
everybody's in.
Like all the boys are in. It's like having Netflix.
Yeah, it's like having it's like having HBO, bro. That's it. So hopefully they don't do that behind a paywall, but also, like, if they do, I mean, it's EA. Like,
Will we have crossplay?
I don't know. I hope so. I
Will
doubt
Sony
it
let
though.
us?
I doubt it.
Will Sony let
Will
it?
Sony let us? That is the question.
That's a $1 million question, right?
That's the question. That's all the documents that are coming out during the Epic battle.
And it was funny. I was actually going back to Guilty Gear. I brought that up because various people in my chat were talking about, like, hey, I'm going to get on PS4. I'm going to get on PS5. I'm going to try to get on PC.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, you have crossplay between PS4 and PS5. You could play it that way.
Right.
PC, you can only play with other PCs. There's
Right.
no crossplay. And I was thinking, like, man, Arc Systems, implement
They
this.
could
But, and I'm not saying I don't know the full details. So I don't know if it's on an Arc System end, but it's like, it wouldn't surprise me with all the stuff that's going on with Sony that it maybe possibly it's on their end too. That they said, no.
Well,
crossplay
you
out."
saw the documents that came from the Epic thing.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I've seen some of it.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the quick rundown for you, and those that don't know.
Quick dirty.
Basically, Sony will allow you to do crossplay. Now these documents were a few years old, but they will allow you to do crossplay between multiple platforms if all DLC, or not DLC, but like let's say like Rocket League, so like battle passes and like cosmetics and stuff like that,
yeah.
all the microtransactions from all platforms, they get a percentage of.
Wow.
That was the main hang up.
Oh.
Yeah. So like
Damn.
if the majority of players are on PS4, granted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But let's say, somebody, a bunch of people are playing on PC, but they're crossplay with like Fortnite for whatever reason. PC is playing with PS4 or PS5, Xbox, whatever, and those people buy the Battle Pass. Well, a fraction of every single one of those,
A cent.
a percentage of each one of those sales goes to PlayStation, whether they bought it on PlayStation or not.
Wow.
So that was the hang up
That's
between
interesting, yeah.
Borderlands not being on crossplay list and things like that. So I mean, I understand it. I understand that people were like, I want to give you fucking a percentage for something that's not even being sold on your platform.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that.
They're buying on PC side. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why would we give you a percentage of something that's not even on your platform? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you want everybody to be happy and you want everybody to be together, then you give in. Like,
yeah, because like I said, I always
Fortnite.
I honestly thought, why isn't Arc System implementing crossplay? Maybe the trying to get the net code between PC to PlayStation is difficult. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a developer. I'm just spectating. I'm just outside looking in.
Right.
But more and more I think about it, like maybe this isn't just all on Arc System. Maybe it's some of this on Sony side
It
where
is.
they could just flip a switch. Like, oh yeah, crossplay is now available.
Yeah, they were being a little shifty with their practices. Like I said, these documents are a few years old, but
Yeah.
they did come out during the Epic trial between Epic and Apple. And unfortunately, that's the nature of the business, man.
It is a
they,
business.
They do have the largest platform, and you got to shell out some money.
Yeah.
If you want it to be crossplay between all platforms, sure, but they're gonna ask for a percentage of all your sales across all platforms,
Yeah.
and that's fucking
It's
crazy.
interesting. Yeah, because like me,
But also smart as shit, Sony. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a fucking baller move.
that's at the cost of Like I said, I don't know the details, but it's definitely
That's a baller ass move. Like, oh, you can do it, but you gotta pay 1%. You know what? 0.5% on every sale that you do.
maybe I don't know. Yeah.
Whatever it was. But yeah, it's crazy tactics. But also, Sony, get your money, player. Get your money.
That's true. That's true.
What else you got,
I
Papa?
think that's pretty much on my end. So just Battlefield, Summer Game Fest, and Elden Ring, and just what I played that Record of Lotus War, D-Lit, In a Wonder, Labyrinth. That's an
Nice.
anime, actually. Somebody came in the chat, Tofu came in the chat, he's like, that's one of my favorite animes. I'm like, what? It's like, oh yeah, Mikhail has that one. It's
She
an
has
old
an
anime.
old one.
Yeah. Well, nice.
So you remember Rainbow Six Quarantine?
Yeah, I remember you talking about it.
Well, they got delayed last year and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
they changed their name
Too?
for obvious reasons.
What?
They changed it to Rainbow Six Extraction.
Okay.
So
It still sounds like a tactical
Right.
name, military spec ops name.
right. So they finally like we've been talking about this all year. Like Rainbow Six Quarantine is the worst fucking name for a game to come out during a
There's- yeah,
quarantine
they're just-
or
they're
during a
There's
pandemic.
just negative connotations when it comes to that word quarantine in this day and age. Like
Hey,
quarantine,
Eh,
quarantine.
exactly. So they finally decided to change the name to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction,
Extraction
which
sounds good.
sounds pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's-
I'm not
it's-
gonna
yeah,
lie.
it sounds like a
That sounds
Yeah.
way better than Immortals. Gods was it?
Gods
was
and
it-
Monsters,
oh,
Gods of
no,
War.
it was Gods and Monsters, but Immortals Phoenix Rising. There we go.
But they spell Phoenix so fucking weird.
FENYX, right?
Yeah, it's like what?
Such a great
They
game.
sound like
though.
an edgy goth band.
XX Phoenix XX
Yeah,
capital lowercase. I saw some big news for me. For me, some big news was Lost Ark, which is a Korean ARPG that I have been talking about for maybe 3 years.
Arc.
Lost Ark, and
Okay.
it is a Korean ARPG that when I saw originally, like this is in between the time where like Diablo 3 was already out
Uh huh.
and like Diablo 4 hadn't been announced yet.
Okay.
You know,
What happened?
I don't know, the fucking TV started moving. She started game
She's on the Xbox. She's on the Xbox
I was like,
controller.
what the fuck? Lost Ark is a game that came out in South Korea. I'm sorry, it just
No.
distracted like it popped up in my peripheral, dude.
She's trying to play Hades. She had enough of her
She's like,
show.
what am I doing?
She had enough of her show. She's like, I'm playing Hades now. I'm tapping out.
No, I'm tapping out. So Lost Ark is a game that came out in South Korea and South Korea only.
Uh-huh.
It didn't have an English translation. You had to have like a South Korean email to play it. It was like very localized or like a VPN or whatever. Like you had to have all these specific things to play this game. It looked awesome.
turn it off for you?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You're gonna be in the shot. Hey,
There's the
girl.
wifey, guys.
Say, girl.
The wifey. Oh, our chat's going crazy now.
So it was localized to South Korea only, unfortunately, and I was blown away by this game. Like every single class looked awesome. All the abilities looked cool. It looked amazing. The particle effects and things like that. Like this was before PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X got announced. This is before Diablo 4 got announced. Like this game just looked really cool, and I've been following this game for a while. So finally, they put out a release today that said that it's going to get released in North America this fall.
Really?
And I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. I think it was free to play. It got listed on Steam as free to play, and then they have, of course, their founders packs and all that
Yeah.
other stuff, which is fine. Most games do that, like Path of Exile or whatever. So I'm excited for that one. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game and actually sit down and play it. It'll definitely fill the time between like Diablo 4 and all these other games that are coming out in that similar fashion. So I'll show you some gameplay footage of it later, because dude, the skills are so cool looking, and like the environments, like you can fucking pull a floating island closer to you so you can jump onto it,
Really?
and
You
like
can platform and stuff.
it looks really cool, man. And like I said, I was blown away, but like I was so blown away, like I was so hyped, but like it wasn't coming out here, so like I had to kind of distance myself away from it just a little bit.
Yeah.
But now that it's coming, like I saw it today and I was like, man,
That's
I cannot
awesome.
wait, dude. Like I love ARPGs. I love the loot grind and all that stuff, shiny shit
Your own
falling.
builds and
Yeah,
stuff.
I love that kind of stuff. So very excited to see what they're gonna do with the North American release, and I cannot wait.
About time.
They just said this fall.
Yeah, I always find it weird. I mean, I know there's some, like Asian markets that are just so big. And they're like, why even bring it to the US? But I always figured if it's big here, just give it a shot and toss
Yeah.
it, to the West and see how that works out.
Right.
I'm glad they're making that kind of change. What about Path of Exile 2? Is that any word
That's
on
still
that?
in the works.
I thought it was
ExileCon
Didn't they talk
or
about?
something like that
Didn't we
happens
see
later
something
this
about
year.
that? Like maybe E3 last year, the year before? or
No, they have their
something?
own
Like a
convention.
little trailer.
GGG has their own convention every year,
Kind of like
BlizzCon.
Minecraft and all that.
and
It's
Minecraft.
so big that they have their own convention.
Yep, it's that big because it is worldwide. It is majority owned by Tencent as well,
Okay.
as of like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And that game is still fun, and they are gonna do Path of Exile 2, and I guess they keep on doing their leagues and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit on that game just because I did it so much.
Kind of burned yourself out a little bit.
I mean, like 3,000 hours or something in that game, just on Steam. Just on Steam, not the standalone edition, just
Yeah.
on Steam. So yeah, I kind of burned myself out on that one, which is fine. 3,000 hours is well worth a free to play game, I think.
Yeah.
And I didn't spend but more than like $60 for like cosmetics because I wanted my character to look good. But here's the thing about that game: if you spend money on cosmetics, your game runs worse because it's not optimized very well. It's
Really?
meant to run on a bunch of different platforms and stuff. So
Well, I never played, so I don't know how bad it works.
yeah, it was pretty bad,
Yeah.
especially for like skill stuff.
And
But
what's a game called?
Lost Ark,
Lost Ark.
and it will be coming to North America in the fall.
I know there's an MMO that the Twin Bros used to play. I think what was it called? Desert Black Desert.
Black Desert Online.
Black Desert, and
Yeah.
I know those guys are making a game. I think it's gonna be just called Black Desert. And I remember we talked about it
Mhm.
way back in December,
Yep.
and I haven't heard anything on it since
That's
then.
fine.
So hopefully that's still along the works. I know
I
that's
hope so.
I want to say
Because Black Desert Online has one of the greatest character creations I've ever seen in any game.
they're all a bunch of hot babes,
ever.
aren't they?
No, like you can
Bunch of
do
waifus?
anything with like the face and the
Yeah.
body and the hair and all that stuff. You can make your character look exactly how you
I
want
thought
it to
everybody
look.
just like everybody plays as girls, whether you're man
Sure.
or female. Like I'm playing as a hot babe.
I'm playing a hot bitch.
I'm a hot babe. I'm hot. I would too. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? With bunny ears. Can Final Fantasy 14.
And the bra is like the
armor?
tier 10 armor. or
That's their
something.
armor. Yeah, a brazier's armor.
Oh, Brazil.
Love it.
I like how you said the correct terminology. for
Working as intended.
that. The thing that covers the least amount of skin
Is armored.
has the highest armor. Cool.
Cool. Don't attack me here or here. Or right
But
here.
I'll block
Hit
it with
me
my
here.
tits.
Hit me right here. It's armored. Adamantite.
Fallout 76 announced today that they're gonna ditch their battle royale. Also,
They
I
made
did
a battle
not-
royale?
I did not know that they had a fucking
They
battle.
made a battle royale?
Yeah.
I know they made that last major news I heard from them. They made it subscription based, and I heard that kind of helped.
Right.
And then it was the haves versus the have-nots.
Right.
Because if you had a subscription, you had like better items,
Mhm.
so they just all band together and kill all
Right.
the plebs,
Yes.
which I thought was hilarious.
Hilarious. It's
Fucking
still
funny.
hilarious.
That's like Lord of the Flies meets Fallout 76. We're just gonna get.
So I was in the same boat that you were whenever I read this news today. I was like, Fallout 76 is a fucking battle royale? What? Like, what? I wasn't even aware. So they said that they're going to stop supporting it in September, and they're going to remove it from the game to focus on other multiplayer aspects of the game. Because
Okay.
being that Fallout 76 is a multiplayer game and whatnot.
I heard it's better now.
Yeah.
I don't
Still
know. I don't
buggy
know
as
how,
shit, I'm
yeah,
sure.
I don't know how much of a that means in context because I don't play it. So I mean,
Fair enough.
yeah, and
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, and I wouldn't knock anybody for playing it. If that's your jam, have at it. But yeah, I just Never
Uh,
interested in it.
so yeah, I wasn't like too like I was surprised. I was like, they have a battle royale, and okay, cool. They're taking it away. Like, oh, all right,
Oh, okay.
but they're gonna focus on other multiplayer
Okay.
aspects of the game, which is cool.
Yeah.
I hope that that game does become better. I hope that Microsoft taking over Bethesda does make them a
Do they have an announcement coming up Sunday?
tomorrow, today,
conference?
no, today.
Was it today?
They're their first night. Maybe tomorrow. It might be tomorrow.
I know it's Phil Spencer and was tweeting about it or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I just got this news right now. WitcherCon.
I saw that earlier. That's awesome.
Yeah. CD Projekt Red and Netflix are going to hold a Witcher convention in July.
Yeah, I remember seeing it showed a picture of CD Projekt Red's Geralt and Netflix's Geralt, or what's his name? Calvin? No, Kevin, the main actor who played Superman. What's his name?
Why would you ask me that?
I don't know. Put you on the spot.
The English guy, fucking that couldn't get out
Henry
of bed.
Cavill.
Huh? Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Yeah, handsome
Thank you.
motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's so fucking good looking.
He's a handsome,
And he's a WoW player,
and he's a WoW player. Like he's just a nerd.
He's
like,
a fucking nerd. He's a PC gamer.
Just probably chill as fuck.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they had announced that they're gonna do like their little WitcherCon in July. So hopefully that means that they're gonna announce the next gen version of Witcher 3, which will include like all their ray tracing and stuff, which will also come out on PC. Because they talked about that last year, that they said that they said they were gonna update the Witcher 3 game for next gen consoles that will include faster load times and better lighting and graphics and textures and all that other
Do you
stuff.
think they'll announce more updates to their card game Gwent? That's the online one, right?
I don't think that they have any more updates for that. That's
Really?
like pretty much
Might be
set in
done.
stone.
Okay.
And that and Thronebreaker or Thornbreaker or something
I
like
think
that.
Thronebreaker was an expansion to that or something like
No,
that?
that's a standalone game that's like $20.
Was it? I
Yeah.
thought it was part of the card game.
I've heard nothing but good things about that game actually. And I
Oh.
kind of want to check it out, but I kind of don't want to get sucked back into the Witcher universe right now. I want to wait until like I've been holding off on my Witcher because I started playing Witcher 3 last year when I was doing my 50 games
I remember you playing the PC version, right?
and I stopped.
Yeah.
Whenever they announced the next gen console
Yeah.
versions, and they said that the PC version was also going to get ray tracing and everything like that, I was like, well, I'm done. I'm
come back
waiting.
later.
I'll come back whenever
the
that's
bells
back,
and whistles,
and I'll
yeah.
start over again. Fuck it, I don't care. I love that game.
So, do you think Witcher 3 is going to keep getting the Grand Theft Auto 5 treatment where, like, hey, it just comes back even better and prettier in next consoles and next gen? Or do you think they might be having the Witcher 4 in the works?
What I would hope that CD Projekt Red does is finishes Cyberpunk 2077 and make it the vision that they had sold to everybody,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they
That's
sold
true.
us on it.
That's true.
Okay, fair enough. I want them to fix that. And then instead of going, because they said Geralt's story is done, which is fine. That's cool because all three games take place after the books end.
Okay.
Okay?
Which you've read, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. The stories are great, by the way. So what I would want them to do is remaster or remake Witcher 1 and 2 to be up to current gen standards,
Okay.
since they are doing Witcher 3 up to current gen standards. Witcher 1, nobody's played. It was like top down, way different than Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Witcher 2 was way more tactical, like you had to prepare and do all these things. It was not really open world and all that stuff. If they would remake both of those games into like one game,
Mm-hmm.
or actually release all three
Like give them the Mass
together.
Effect Legendary
exactly like
touch?
that, but more so, like, I'm not talking about a remaster, which is what Mass Effect was. What I'm talking about is Final Fantasy VII Integrad,
Mm.
but for Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. Not that they were bad games. Witcher 2 is an amazing game. I love that game. But it wasn't Witcher 3.
No.
Definitely
no.
wasn't Witcher 3. And Witcher 1 wasn't either one of those.
They
It was
all
like,
evolved into different games.
yeah, man, that series took leaps and bounds,
Changes.
which is just so strange that they could just jump up so high and then fucking fall off a cliff with Cyberpunk 2077.
I guess all the clout and laurels, all the not clout, but all the laurels and praise that they got
it's-
from Witcher 3. They
It's
we could do
definitely
whatever
clout.
we want.
Oh, we could do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
These kids will eat it up, and we did. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I talked about it all last year.
Well, yeah, I never completed Witcher 3.
Fair enough.
Sue me,
It's not.
guys.
Hey, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, but so I never got to the end of it, so I don't know like if it was kind of like a trilogy, his story's done. But that world is pretty big, pretty
was.
immersed. Like you could probably get another set of character, or have like the bard, tell different stories of other heroes, and just pick it up from there and
Yeah.
build upon it. I mean,
I
I
would-
wouldn't be surprised if something that was possible.
I mean,
along the
in
lines.
that universe, there's so many things that are possible. Like Witcher 2 had dragons and, all kinds of crazy shit in it. Witcher 3 had, magic and
Everything.
dimensions and things like that. It's you can do anything with that
possibility
series
is
that you
there,
could do.
yeah.
There's so many things you can do. You can go to the Witcher school before it was, Geralt. Because when Geralt was a Witcher and in the Witcher games, like, and even in the books, like Witchers were a scarcity. Like they weren't a thing. Like they weren't needed as much as they were back in the day in
Mhm.
their time or whatever. So I mean, you can go back and be a Witcher that discovers, or like a Witcher that's trying to defeat these monsters that has to discover like, oh fuck, a wyvern needs a silver sword, and then you have to go on a quest to like make a silver sword, or you know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
go way back into those things. They don't have to like stick with Geralt,
Yeah.
even though Geralt is a great character. Yeah, you can do so many things with that, and they have rights to the books, so
Yeah, I'm just surprised that it feels to me like the Witcher 3 they're giving that the Grand Theft Auto treatment. We're like, let's bring it back, make it prettier, next gen. Let's bring that. I mean,
yeah,
I'm just surprised, and I know CD Projekt Red. I mean, Cyberpunk was their next, their next
right.
game, the next franchise they're going to focus on. I don't know if they're going to maybe continue. Well, they should focus on that and finish that and make that what it's supposed
they
to
should.
be. But I wonder like what's on the horizon. I guess maybe just Cyberpunk is just too much right now that this is what they need to focus on and not think about anything else.
Well, for Witcher 3, it's a free update across the board. It isn't if you own it on PS4 or Xbox 3, Xbox One or whatever,
yeah.
Or PC. It's a free update across the board. They're not actually they're not asking for any money or
Mhm.
anything. They're just doing this to do it, which is fine. And they announced this even before Cyberpunk, so it wasn't
Okay.
like they're trying to make up for Cyberpunk. They announced it before that.
This is part of the plans. God's plan.
God's plan. So, I'm still looking forward to it. I want to play through The Witcher with all these little upgrades, bells and whistles, and things like that. So, I'm excited. And I can't wait. I hope they announce it in July. Just saying.
WitcherCon.
WitcherCon
Yeah.
in
you know,
July.
you know,
with
I forgot
Netflix.
to ask you when we're having little side bets about what we're gonna hear at E3. I didn't tell you what we're gonna hear about. What you think you might hear on for Square Enix? You think we're gonna hear another episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake or Final Fantasy 16? Maybe I did ask you that.
Maybe both.
No, 16 they're kind of working on.
But 16 they're actually working on for next year.
Is it for next year?
It's going to be March next year. For
think
sure, next year. Well,
'Cause the last one we had was Final Fantasy 15. That was with
no, the last
boys.
one we
That
had was
2018, wasn't it?
No, the last one we had was
17?
Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which was last March.
Well, you're right for fantasy, but like as in like the next lines of Final Fantasy, it was Final Fantasy 15, then they went to 7 remake.
Right, and then they're doing their
I think they went
DLC that
16.
comes out this month or next month. Next month, the DLC for the MMO.
Oh, that's right.
The MMO comes out next month.
Endwalker, I think
Yeah,
it's called
that thing looks
Endwalker.
fucking
I
dope.
think that's November. I think that's when it's coming out. I think it's November.
Is it November?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
right before
Fair enough.
Thanksgiving. That when you can play the Blood Demon.
That
Blood
shit
Hunter?
looks dope as shit, dude. I don't know. It looked cool. I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, like I don't even play MMOs anymore, but that looked cool as shit.
Let me play MMOs. Yeah.
I don't even play MMOs. That looks
Yeah.
cool. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, that Lost Ark game that I was telling you about is more of an MMO ARPG as well. So it's like you get into a hub town with a bunch of people.
Yeah?
And all.
They go to
Anyway,
instance?
you said MMO and it fucking brought me back.
It was a subscription model.
Speaking of MMO multiplayer, massively multiplayer online games, Roblox.
What about it?
Everybody knows about this.
Okay,
game.
Roblox is okay because when I bought a Switch for my niece, I asked my cousin because her daughter, my other niece, they're around the same age.
Okay.
So I was like, "What game should I get?" She's like, "Roblox." I'm like, "Okay." So me and Mikkel googled it. Like, what's Roblox? Is it Roblox kind of like a server where you build games and make
Yeah, it's a
games?
sandbox.
Kind of like Dreams or something like that.
It's a sandbox, yeah.
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 I thought it was like an actual game.
Nope.
Now I know.
No.
Boom,
They
right?
just go in there, they role play, they do stupid shit, whatever
Okay.
they want to do.
Thanks.
And they do whatever they want to do so much that they got hit with a copyright infringement lawsuit for $200 million.
Whose music did they use?
I have no fucking idea.
Because it was
but I'll
funny. I
Google
was
that for you.
talking to someone in my chat. I was actually I was in my friend Frozen Mullet's chat. And we were talking about DMCA's because he had an announcement. He has a little bot that says, "Hey, so and so song is playing X," and someone in chat's like, my other friend, he was like, bro, I'm just gonna shut this thing off because I don't care what you're playing. He's like, yes, DMCA music, because if I play anything, I'm gonna get sued. And he's like, talking about like how
Yep.
the whole music industry is like so freaking corrupt, because like the artist probably be like, hey, you're playing my music on your stream, cool, awesome, have at it, enjoy it.
Yep.
But since it belongs to these corporations, they're like,
Yep.
pay up.
So it says here that Roblox was hit with a $200 million plus lawsuit by music publishers alleging unauthorized song use. And this is from Variety magazine, not even a video game
What they heard along the pipeline.
journalist. The National Music Publishers Association filed a lawsuit against Roblox, accusing the massively multiplayer online game company of illegally using songs from numerous artists and seeking a minimum of $200 million in damages. The songs that are being used in Roblox's online game without the company's compensating writers or copyright holders include those recorded by Ariana Grande, Imagine Dragons, Deadmau5, Ed Sheeran, and the Rolling Stones. So, yeah,
Those are all household names too.
those are big names.
Yeah, it just sucks, like, because I mean, you stream before and
Of
you play
course.
games, and
Of course,
here comes Twitch. You've been
can't-
the BMC, like, what?
you
the
can't-
Like, it's not even my music. Like, it's literally in the game.
it's in the game, and I paid for it. You can't play
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. You can't play Grand Theft Auto. You can't play fucking.
I remember Cyberpunk said CD pressure. Like, there's some parts where they can mute it.
No, there's an option in the menu
Yeah.
that'll turn off all the
It'll shut
copyrighted
off.
music,
Yeah.
which means you get all the shitty music.
Well,
And then you can't play like Beat Saber without like deleting the VODs and stuff like that. So yeah, that kind of stuff it sucks. Like
It's a fucking- it's a
I
fucking-
paid for said content,
yeah, it's a fucking minefield.
but the problem is that I can pay for the content and I can publish it online while I'm playing it, and you're subscribed to me and I'm subscribed to you. And the problem is that you're paying me money and I'm making money, and the company is not making
They're not
money
making a
that
cent.
I already paid them for. Does that make sense? So that's why they do DMCA's. And I understand that. They have every right to do so. But also, calm the fuck down, okay? We're just content creators. Me and you, we're content creators. We
Yeah.
make this podcast. We don't have any copywritten music. We don't have any intro music. We don't have outro music or anything like that. We don't have commercials in the middle of the fucking show.
Yeah.
We don't charge anybody to listen to this show or anything like that. But if somebody wanted to use a soundbite for our show to like say, hey, these guys were talking about this, like, okay, cool. Like, thanks for
Putting our name
free
out.
publicity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Free
Like, we
advertisement.
appreciate the shit out of that.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you're a multi-million-dollar artist and somebody was doing that, like, as an artist, as a person who's a musician, I wouldn't give a fuck. Thank you for putting my music out there. I appreciate that shit. Like when what was it? System of a Down put out back in the whole Napster thing. System
Yeah.
of a Down put out that album was
Don't steal this. Yeah.
no,
Don't steal this album.
It was Steal This Album.
Yeah, steal this album.
Steal
It
this
was
album.
literally just like a clear case, and it, like
Yeah.
it was like tape. Steal this album. Yeah.
Steal This Album.
Yeah.
And Metallica was just kind of like, no, don't steal our albums.
Yeah, because it was it was Lars Ulrich.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, Lars. He's like, dude, yeah, he
I'm a
got big.
multi-millionaire.
He got big on Napster. He's like, they're stealing our music. Like,
Yeah,
I could see both ways.
which is
Like,
true.
yeah, like honestly, I would hate for me to like I would hate for us, like, we're making content and then somebody grabs it and puts it on their, on their YouTube channel and be like, oh, this is my podcast. That would
Right.
suck. Yeah,
That would
that's
suck.
blatant stealing.
That is stealing.
But the fact
Plagiarism.
That, yeah, that's plagiarism. Yeah, but the fact, like, yeah, like I said, you're using like someone's music to your stream and you're not stealing. You're not taking credit for it.
But if Steven had a podcast, if OS Chameleon had a podcast and he just said, this is what my boy said about Lost Ark or whatever the fuck we were, what was the fucking From Software game we were just talking about? Elden Ring.
Yeah,
This is what they said about Elden Ring, and he played it and he reacted to it. We'd have no problem with that.
yeah,
It's his content, but he's just using our content
clip,
as a stepping
yeah.
stone,
yeah.
as a clip. I have no problem with that.
It's the same.
But like, okay, so like I'm streaming and I'm doing a just chatting, and then I'm watching, like, if I'm doing a just chatting on Twitch and I'm at home and I'm watching the OS podcast and I'm reacting to what we're talking about, I wouldn't have a problem with that either.
Yeah, because
Like,
there's sometimes like I just kind of like I want to have the stream going on while I'm watching, like, E3 or Game
Right.
Fest. But the thing is, like, I don't want to mess around with like
you can't.
like I don't want to mess around with DMCA. Like, even the chance of me possibly getting hit with the strike, like, I don't want to mess with that
Right.
at all. So that's why I never fuck around with that shit. But there's sometimes I
Sometimes-
want to do that. I just want to put the stream. I know some people do it, and I don't know if they have an agreement. Like, if they ahead of time send a message out to,
Yeah.
hey, so and so, is it okay if I restream your podcast, your broadcast?
Sometimes I just think that they're a little too strict
Yeah.
on the things that they're doing. and I can understand that. But hitting individual people that are just trying to create content for other people, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. Whenever it's Roblox and it's a giant video game for these kids, I get it. I get it. Millions of kids play this
It's
game.
another big corporation.
I get that. Now it's a $1 million corporation against a $1 million corporation. I get that. But like if it's a individual content creator
yeah.
against
Small
a
guy.
giant
Yeah, the
corporation,
small guy, yeah.
it's kind of like, why are you
That's
picking on
ridiculous.
us? Like all we're doing is exposing more people to
the music,
your content,
said
to your
artists.
music, to them artists, to
that you
that
signed and took out their
podcast.
music.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, like if you ask me, like, Ruben, what podcast are you listening to or whatever? I'm going to be like, dude, have you checked out fucking Dan Carlin's Hardcore History? Have you checked out the Giant Bombcast? Have you checked, you know what I mean? I'll
whole
tell you
bunch,
straight
yeah.
up, like, I love podcasts, dude. I love podcasts. I love doing podcasts.
I was playing them, yeah. I was having playing in the background. When
I've got something going on because you know what? Because music got fucking boring 8 hours a day, and I
That's true.
needed
So you gotta listen to
something new.
Yeah.
And if I could do that for somebody else, and that helps somebody else create their content, then I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Like you make a video game, and I play the video game, and I'm sharing that video game on my stream with other people. But your content makes me create content, which makes me put it out to other people who also create
Spread
content.
by word of
and
mouth,
it's,
yeah.
it's fucking gonna spread, and it's gonna make something so much bigger. Like, why would you try to fucking put a stranglehold on that? Like, I don't get that.
100, dude, for real.
Dude,
I understand. And also, like with Roblox, you figured they're kind of big enough. They're big enough that
They're
they
big
they should have known that. Hey, maybe we need to check up on this. Have our lawyers look into this
Right.
before this gets out of hand.
But also, I don't play that game.
But I don't play that game or that service or that feature. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Right.
I don't even.
It's on
truly
your
know what
phone.
it could be on my phone. I know it's on the Switch for sure.
It could be
and
on
I
your
see little
phone.
gift cards for Roblox,
Right.
and I don't know. But yeah, you figured they would have been like, "Hey, lawyers, make sure this is we're in the green with this."
But it's also a game where people can put things in the game that aren't in the game. Does that make sense? Like it's a content creation platform
yeah,
that people could put anything in that game. So is it their fault?
I have no.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it though?
I don't know because yeah, I guess it all comes down to the user agreements and stuff like that.
But Rick, if I'm driving down the road and I got my windows down and I'm blaring some fucking music and you're in your car not listening to music with the windows down, can I get hit with a DMCA just because
Probably
you're
not.
listening to my music?
Probably not. Well, for sure that's not.
What the fuck
Yeah.
is that? Like that's the same thing.
I guess it matters when it's actually like when there's money involved. I think that's when it becomes big.
Fair enough.
Once there's money involved, that's when it starts.
But what if you were sitting in that other car, not knowing what music I was listening to, and you were like, "Fuck, I like that song." You quickly,
Oh yeah, that's why I get Shazam. I just
yeah,
kinda, like,
Shazam, just held it out the window.
yeah,
Got it.
If I remember like you just driving and I hear a song. Like, what is that?
Anything that you
commercial.
hear or see or anything like that always has the ability to pull you into that
Yeah,
to that content. Like,
and it'd be a whole other world.
and it opens up so many more avenues and new content and new things for you
Yeah.
to experience. Like, why would you want to stop that from happening? I never understood that.
I just the only time like I understand the whole legality of it is when it comes to big corporations using against other big corporations using when there's money involved,
Right.
You know, or even to the small guy if there's money. I understand because that's what they do. They like to just make sure if you're gonna listen to our music, you gotta make sure you're subscribed to us and
Okay.
listen. I understand, and I totally 100% wholeheartedly agree.
I agree with
It
that.
sucks when the small guys just wants to make out a video and use some music. They get
Right.
hit with it.
They get it with that.
But
man.
at the same time, it's on
Also
your it's
understandable.
your responsibility to know that you can't do that.
But it's also your responsibility to say, "Hey, I do not own any rights to
Yeah.
this music, but this is the content that I want to produce." The person who owns all this content is right here. Go visit their website. Go check them out.
Yeah,
You have the responsibility to do that.
yeah. You always gotta have your. Because I remember, like in high school, when
That's why I was asking
writing
you.
writing a paper, you know, you gotta have your sources. And,
Right, exactly. And whenever you started up Guilty Gear and you were like, "I'm gonna stream this tomorrow," and I was like, "Can you stream the music?"
I think there was a game where they had to put it on mute. I think it was Grand Blue Fantasy. I was watching Diaphone. He was like, no, it wasn't Diaphone. It was Diaphone, but he was playing BB Tag, and they have some music
Oh, yeah.
from Ruby, which is an anime.
Yep.
And the music they used from there is still part of that brand.
Right.
So they couldn't. So like when that song comes up, they either have to. I think at the end they just put all the music on mute.
Right.
So you should hear the
Just
sound
hit the
effects.
mute button.
Yeah. So I was like,
Fair
that's
enough.
right, that's right, because because BB Tag uses from different animes,
Right.
And that anime had a certain song, and that song was still under their.
Right.
Like, oh shit. Think about that.
You can't even play Grand Theft Auto. You can't play Red Dead Redemption.
Because
you can't
the-
play Cyberpunk. You can't
because yeah,
like any open world game with a radio station. Like you're pretty much fucking cut out. But I mean, some games like Cyberpunk, was like, hey, just hit this little check mark box in our menu.
yeah, which I think that would be the future because streaming's
big,
big. It's being big.
huge.
I mean, honestly, when it comes to watching TV, that's
There's
like,
more people.
consuming media is me going to Twitch.
Yeah, there's more people watching Twitch than there are people watching TV at any given time.
Makes sense.
Hands down.
Makes sense.
Hands down.
Yeah, how many times do you see like something? and you see-
Millions of
Yeah,
people.
you just see this one person happens to have 37,000. Excuse me, 37,000. You're like, what the
Yeah,
What?
crazy shit.
That's just one person. And there's and Twitch is worldwide.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's huge.
So, I mean, I understand where both parties are coming from. I hope that they get it resolved. I hope that it doesn't, actually cost $200 million, but they might settle out of court,
That's
just to be fair.
like, and I'm all about for capitalism, making your money.
Yeah, make your money.
But Jesus Christ, oh, I mean, when you got that much fucking money,
If they stole it, then, all
Well, yeah, shame
power
on
to
them.
the,
Shame
shame
on
on
them.
Roblox.
Yeah.
But if they didn't and they could prove that in court, then hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like that's why restaurants don't sing happy birthday. You know that, right? Restaurants, when you go to a restaurant, they say happy birthday.
Yeah.
They don't actually sing the happy birthday song. Happy birthday.
Who owns it?
Michael Jackson.
Does he?
Yeah, or used to before he
Oh,
died.
his real estate owns
his
it now.
his estate owns
His
it. Yeah.
estate, yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know
Michael
that.
Jackson owns that song.
And I think he's like one of the richest like posthumous artists. I think he
Yep.
still makes most money out of all
Millions
of them.
of dollars.
I think it's like him and then Elvis and then like Whitney Houston and
The
then the
Beatles.
Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines. But I know Michael Jackson's like the
That's the
biggest
reason
one.
why restaurants
Really?
cannot sing
that's a fun fact.
birthday songs.
Wow,
Just so you know.
that's pretty good.
The more you know,
The
guys.
more you know. Little-
Anyway, that's all I got
graphic.
for this week, dude. What you got?
I think that's it
That's
for
it?
me also.
Where can we
But
find
for
you, Rick?
Sure,
Oh.
we're gonna have a lot more information next week because we have E3 still going on
right now.
I know it's gonna be going on tonight, I think, and then
Tomorrow
for sure
and
Saturday, Sunday, and then I think it ends on Tuesday with a Treehouse Nintendo.
Nintendo Treehouse.
So
which
side bets,
hopefully they will be announcing a new console.
yeah, no, well, okay, side bets. I say for sure we'll hear something for a new Smash Bros. A new Smash Bros.
Smash
character
Bros.
will be
character.
revealed. I think
we're getting a
I think there'll
new.
be a high
I think we're
chance.
getting new hardware.
a new hardware.
I think we're
Okay.
getting new
Oh
hardware.
my God, you heard it here first. We're gonna find out. You're gonna find
I got
out
my
the
inside
character.
sources.
Inside sources. We're in there.
I talked to Miyamoto.
Shigeru,
He told me
Shigeru
already.
Miyamoto, he follows me on Twitter. He does.
Yeah, he hits me up in the DMs. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
He's like, Rick, should I put this in the game? Like, go for it, bro.
Yeah, why not?
Go for it.
Make it 4K.
Make it. Yeah, guys, you can catch me at OS_Rick with the one. I plan on streaming a lot more Guilty Gear.
Tomorrow?
Starting. I'm doing maybe a little bit tonight and then
And
tomorrow for sure. And add it to my streaming rotation. To go back to
Hell
a
yeah,
fighting
dude.
game. I
Fuck
can't
yeah,
wait.
dude. I'm excited
I can't
for
wait.
you.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love Street Fighter for what it was, but I've had enough of it, and it's time to play something else. And we'll see how it
Onwards
is.
and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Like, I don't hate Street Fighter 5, but I've played enough, and I want to play fighting games. And not only about, I'm not trying to sell Guilty Gear to you guys. I'm not. But the thing is, I'm playing it. You're playing it. My friends are playing it.
Hell yeah.
It just came out. The community is playing it. It's
Hell
hot.
yeah.
It's fresh, and I think it's new to the scene that everybody just wants to play. And I think it's good for everybody to start at the same time.
What was that?
And just build.
What was that stat that came out earlier today? That
was like-
it had the higher concurrent players in Tekken 7 and Street Fighter 5 on PC.
Yeah, it's like
ever had?
30,000. Is that
Yeah.
30,000? I looked it up earlier. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Christ.
crazy,
And
dude.
I think that's a perfect time for that game to come out, especially
Okay.
you know the quarantines are starting to end. Things are getting back to normal.
Get
But the
to-
fact that you have the option to play online and offline. So
With good online.
with good online, yeah.
Not
so.
Smash Bros. Online.
And we're gonna play more, guys. So be ready for that.
Cannot
and like I
wait.
said, Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. So expect more. A lot of E3s and a lot of more streaming on my end. You, Ruben?
And another podcast next week because we're
Another
going to talk
podcast.
about that E3.
Yes.
As
yes,
always,
yes.
guys, you can catch me on all things OS_onslaught. Where's it at? Right
There it
here.
is. Yeah, everything's inverse.
At OS_onslaught. Tomorrow I'll be watching
Oh,
UFC
that's right. Fight
with
Companion.
OS_chameleon.
What's
We're
the
going to
main
be
card?
checking that out. Israel Adesanya. We got Figueiredo and Moreno tomorrow as well. It's going to be a great card. I believe it's in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So hopefully Steven comes over a little early since he is off of work and we can play some Guilty Gear Strive
Yes.
together.
Stream it.
Stream that
Stream
and
it.
then stream the UFC Fight Companion together and just have an all around good time with each other's company and whatnot. So I try to stream as often as I can, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I didn't get a chance to do so today because I was busy as fuck. But hopefully I can get some streaming in tomorrow with my boy Steven, get some streaming in Sunday with my just me by myself on Ratchet and Clank.
Nice.
And actually, I'm actually gonna go home and try and stream tonight on some Ratchet and Clank.
Some time in.
Yeah, guys. So check me out there.
Don't forget Final Fantasy.
Oh fuck, dude, I gotta install that shit. As always, guys, you can hit up the podcast at Option Select Podcast on all social media platforms. And if you want to hit us up on Gmail or anything like that, so you don't you're not on blast and anything public, it's the Option Select Podcast at gmail.com. As always, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for 2 wonderful years of this amazing thing that we call the Option Select Podcast. And we cannot wait to see you again next week to talk about E3. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys. Love you. See ya.